Now we going as everybody's got of course you would put us on stream right now.
Helping hands moving service.
Huh. That's odd. Great. It took a dive. This is why we start a little early. Get rid of the bugs.
You got a pill for that.
Oh, where'd it go? Here we go. Try this one more time.
I love watching somebody that actually knows how to use a computer. I'm afraid to touch the damn thing.
Sad part is he's an IT guy.
That's the scary part.
Detroit Auto Parts is a proud sponsor of this station. Save 10% off your order when you mention Redline Radio. Serving 2 locations in Cleveland. The East Side, 480 East 200th Street. Phone number is 216-531-7373. And the West Side, 4941 Pearl Road. Phone number 216-398-7373. It is the home of the Detroit Auto Parts Studio. Helping Hands Moving Services. Phone numbers 216-682-6955. Ask for Dave or Jen and mention Redline Radio for 10% off your moving needs. Cater Printing for your custom screen print, embroidery, and promotional item needs. Located at 8925 Royalton Road, Unit D, in North Royalton, Ohio. You can reach Amy at 440-668-1579 or check them out online, caterprinting.com. Make sure that you mention you heard it on Redline Radio.
I'm not sure why it's locked up again.
Yeah. Where's the hammer?
I don't know why it's doing that.
Dueling Aces, proud to be a part of Redline Radio. Detroit Auto Parts is a proud sponsor of this station. Save 10% off your order when you mention Redline Radio. Serving 2 locations in Cleveland. The East Side, 480 East 200th Street. Phone number is 216-531-7373. And the West Side, 4941 Pearl Road. phone number 216-398-7373. Helping Hands Moving Services, phone number 216-682-6955. Ask for Dave or Jen and mention Redline Radio for 10% off your moving needs. Cater Printing, for your custom screen print, embroidery, and promotional item needs. Located at 9925 Royalton Road, Unit D, in North Royalton, Ohio. You can reach Amy at 440-668-1579 or check them out online, caterprinting.com. Make sure that you mention you heard it on Redline Radio. K&M Towing, 13011 Bel Air Road in Cleveland, Ohio. Phone numbers 216-252-2229. Tell James and Tom you heard about them on Redline Radio. Looking for that NASCAR diecast? Pit Road Diecast has a large selection available. Call Bill at 216-355-2347. Mention Redline Radio and get $5 off your purchase. Lubrication Supply, located in Norwalk, Ohio. In the field or on the track, let us put you in the winner's circle. Contact Kevin or Jim at 330-813-2305. Tell them you heard it on Redline Radio. Wiggins Construction and Home Improvement. Bathrooms, kitchens, windows, doors, siding, roofing, and much more. Contact William Wiggins Jr. at 440-731-4654 or send him an email, wwiggins24@gmail.com. Tell him Redline Radio sent you.
Stop the share. I guess I should unmute everybody. There we go.
Are we on?
Yes, we're on.
God damn. Got an executive producer. He's in charge of lighting and all my homework that I was given because I haven't been around for it. So he did the homework.
Nice. Thank you, Gabriel. Appreciate it.
He said they say thank you.
Awesome.
The check's in the mail.
Can you hear me, George?
Yeah.
Okay.
When do I get the money?
Turn it up, Ryan.
I got it.
He's all about the money. Trust me.
Well, he said, hell, I can barely hear him.
Is that better?
A little bit.
Yeah, I can hear you. Turn up the volume, Akers.
I did turn the volume up, deaf bastard. Damn business calls.
Well, gentlemen, welcome again to Dueling Aces. For everybody else who's joining us, please definitely like and also pump and hit that share button to your pages, please. The more views we get, the better. I heard there is a contest coming up next week. We'd like to turn around and definitely beat out a few other Redline Radio shows with their participant views. So love to get that started this week, since next week they'll officially try to do it. Once again, we are actually broadcasting tonight on redlineradiolllc.com as well. We have also the Dueling Aces page, as well as Redline Radio's page, as well as my page, and I believe everybody else's too.
Well, I'm trying to share.
I don't do good sharing.
Sharing is
I'm
caring.
selfish.
Well, even though we are missing our Detroit 1 dueler, Akers has turned around and jumped on real fast to pick up for the NFC North, which I believe we may even just go over as a group too, because I'm sure there may be some discrepancies amongst some certain individuals. But, you know, we will have fun with that.
You might be surprised that there isn't.
What's up, Adam? Just saw you got in. Clint, what's happening? Thanks again for joining up with us. Everybody, please send in your comments down below as we're going over not only tonight the NFL schedule and what we think their records may turn out to be. We'll also be going over Brett Favre owing some money and Gurley and Matthews looking for their money. Also, the Tom Brady, Phil Mickelson versus Tiger and Peyton Manning charity golf tournament cut downs. And also, if you had one game, since the schedule's now out, if there's one particular game that we're looking at on the schedule, which game would you actually want to go see? So why don't we first kick off with the Mr. Brett Favre owing some money, a healthy $1.1 million and some change for
We don't do
speeches
tradition
not
around here?
made.
We don't do tradition around here.
I'm sorry, Mr. Burridge, if you please.
So I've been practicing my pig Latin here. So FAUA acres, eh?
That was supposed to come in on the Facebook page.
I know.
It's
I told you I had a good one for you, George. Don't worry.
For the purpose of this conversation, can we change that up just for this week to be, instead of Akers, any Green Bay quarterback?
You can do whatever you want. That's fine with me. I don't run the damn show. You can do whatever you want.
Including Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, I'm just a mediator. Whatever happens, happens.
Right.
And George, you got to intro us because our loving fans want to know who the hell we are.
Well,
He's swallowing that one.
in each of our little corners, our names are there. So I'm just
You can call me Bubbles.
just noting small.
Okay,
small
Bubbles.
obvious.
There you go.
What's up, Aaron? How you doing? Just saw you jumped in too. So who wants to get 1.1 mil from Brett Favre? I mean, that's kind of sad. Is you're
Apparently
gonna
Mississippi does.
collect
Yeah.
still collect money and oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was there. No, dude, you weren't there.
Please. See, those people make so much money coming in and out. They're
Yeah.
not keeping track of their shit.
Yeah, he also
Their
claims,
agents take care of that.
1.1
He's
is we
claiming
could
that-
drop in a bucket for him. He'll make
True.
that
I
up
mean,
in an
he's
advertisement.
claiming that the money was actually for PSAs that he recorded and that he wasn't actually obligated to be there. Which, obviously, two different stories. He is the guy paying the money back.
Yeah, it's a drop in the bucket. It's a non-story almost now, in my opinion. When you first see it, it's like holy shit, but that now it's like, whatever, dude. Just pay the money, move on.
Yeah. Is he really that hard up for money?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. You never know. You know, some of these guys don't have, you know, they miss, a lot of guys mismanage their money when they're in football.
Don't forget, he had to pay that chick off for the dick pics.
That's also
And
basic.
there's suds for you.
Right. That's also basic. He's,
Oh, wait for my turn. I got some targets coming. Oh, bastards.
the odds that Favre is actually managing his own money are zero. So the big question is, what was he actually supposed to do? Does he even know what he was supposed to do? I think the worst part of it is that where the money initially came from. It initially came from the state's temporary assistance for needy families program, and it ended up in the farm enterprises. Yeah, it's a bad look all the way around.
Now, could he have had his manager schedule this and the manager didn't tell farm?
Anything's possible.
Yeah.
Although, to be honest, if that's the way it was, he
Then
should
why
be
did he get
screaming that.
Oh yeah, that manager should be fired.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the manager's job. If he screws up, yeah, he falls on the sword. That's the job.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
if that's what happened, Favre should be screaming that.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's not Brett Favre's style. You've never heard him throw anybody under the bus. He takes everything himself. He doesn't throw anybody under the bus. That's not his style. He's like, okay, we fucked up. Here's your money back, and he rolls on. He didn't try to make any excuses when he got involved in that picture scandal. When he left, he never complained or never really said, "Hey, it's Green Bay's fault that I'm out of there," or when he sat at home and didn't go. He never pushed any. It was always his responsibility. The dude take responsibility for his actions. That's better than most human beings do on this planet.
Yeah, he just threw him a couple of copper
That's
top
true.
or whatever those damn things are that he wears in the commercials.
Copper
Yeah.
tones,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and a couple of Wranglers.
He'll make that money right back in money.
Curiosity, is that truck
No
really
problem.
work that he's standing in front of?
And let's face it, he's already paid back $500,000, and he's scheduled to pay back the rest. So yeah, it's
With
He's paying
Kmart
it.
out of business, is Wrangler still in business?
People also have to realize that in the NFL, these cats are still making money.
Oh, yeah.
After they retire, they're pulling in $500,000 to $1 million a year
What
in
was it?
retirement fund.
What
So
was it? Brooks down in Tampa when his first 2 years he blew through his 10 million so quick, and then his financial guy jumped on him and said that he needs to take his money and start investing in things, or he's going to be broke by the time he's 8 years in the NFL. He turned around and bought a rent-own company, and then what was it? One of those lawn service companies to keep his money flowing, and he's been making millions and millions every year since he's been out of the NFL.
Plus they get pensions too. So it depends
what
on
I'm
how many.
talking about,
Yeah,
retirement
it depends
funds.
on. Yeah, it depends on how many years you got. I think last time I heard someone who's got like 4 or 5 years of of service. I think it's 5 years you have to.
you have to make it to your second contract.
Yeah, and so they're getting like almost 100 G's for just 4 or 5 years.
They base upon how many years you're in the NFL and how much money and position that you play in.
God,
And
I'd like to
that's
see what
based-
Brady's look like.
Brady's
20
going
years?
to make.
Yeah, Brady's going to
he's
make a
making
nice little
millions.
amount. Yeah, he's going to be
Plus he
net
has,
upper 5%, maybe even 2%.
I mean, what else? There's Breeze. What's Breeze in? 16 years now?
yeah,
Something like
2002,
that.
2003, somewhere around there. Yeah,
But I don't. Is Breeze making as much money as Brady though?
He's
he just
making
signed
more.
a two.
That's
He
gotta
just
be-
signed a 2-year, $50 million contract.
But I mean, when we-
Remember, Brady takes discount. Took a discount for 18 years with the New England Patriots.
So when we talk about contracts and how a quarterback or a player should be paid, now we all it's going to be there no matter what it is. It's we all compare everything to Tom Brady. Should Tom Brady be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL? He's been the most Super Bowls. Isn't that what the thing is? He brings the most playoff wins. Should he not be the highest paid quarterback?
He should have been 5 years ago
Yeah, especially in his prime.
in his
Yeah.
prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Peyton Manning got a $100 million contract for 10 years.
In his prime, he should have been the highest paid. At this point in time, probably not. I mean,
That's the part that cracks me up, as I always hear these the highest paid player, and I'm like, the guy's never been to a Super Bowl. Why give him that much money?
They just base it on inflation.
the debate becomes: are you paying them for what they've done, or are you paying them for what you think they're going to do?
Yeah.
Both.
That's kind of the thing now is whenever it's always, well, this is what I did, so now I should be moved up into the next bracket, and that's what you're getting, your new pay on. But generally, like with running backs, they're not all that great once they've gotten the new money. Some players are, the receivers and quarterbacks, some linemen usually are better as they go along. But once they've hit a certain peak, ownership knows what the rough, timeline is for these guys. So they're always basing it on what the longevity left is. I mean, that's why Tampa Bay really wasn't, and even New Orleans. I mean, 2 years for 50 mil, that's not really a whole lot. I mean, if things get broken down, I mean, there's bonus incentives and stuff wrapped into these things. So if they don't hit the bonuses, the realism of the contracts are a lot less than what the big figure.
Yeah, the realism is probably closer to about the 15 to 18 million mark.
Well, Tom Brady's contract is for actually about $25 million a year.
Is that guaranteed? All of it guaranteed?
No,
not all guaranteed though.
First, it's 25. The $25 million is in there, but he's also got incentives. He can make another $4.5 million. He can be up to $29.5 million a year if he pulls off everything he's supposed to.
But there's, like I said, but there's actual more details in there of what they have to earn for that full contract.
Yeah.
I mean, that's besides the incentives.
Yep.
Speaking of still needing to be paid, Mr. Gurley and Mr. Matthews are still kicking and screaming that they haven't been paid by the Rams, even though they've been cut and moved on.
Ooh.
Well,
wait. One of them has been, both of them been cut, but one of them has only moved on. The other one hasn't signed with anybody yet.
Right, but they still need to be paid.
Oh no, I agree.
But I dug a little bit deeper. The primary articles are just screaming that, Gurley says, I better be paid by June 1st. Well, apparently
what happens if you're not?
There's wording in their contracts that say you've agreed to be paid over this amount of time. So yes, they owe you that money, but guess what? You don't get the rest of that money until maybe August. So
they're going to Joe Montana their ass. Dead money on the books for 10 years.
Bobby Bonilla.
Yep.
And that's pretty much, that's basically
Rodriguez
yeah, that's basically it right there. It's like, oh, so sorry, Mr. Gurley, but I'm sorry. Are you missing some money? Are you really that hard up? You just got the new money. So what the hell's
well, they missed him in the fourth quarter, so he can miss a few months.
Well, the thing is, Matthews did file a grievance with the players union, but Gurley did not sign on with them. I think the reason why is because he just got his money from Atlanta, so he does not really.
He's not really hard up for money right now.
Right, and Matthews is not signed with anybody, so I think that's the reason why Matthews is really going after his $2 million.
I mean, I guess in one way, if a team cuts you, sign the check, get rid of him, over and done with. Don't let them bring your house down. Gurley, on the other hand, is a different story. You cut him, you let him go. He was already a headache, which is the reason why you let go of him, for one. I mean, why else would you let go of him? You literally just started building your team, and then you literally cut your number one running back?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
No.
If Clay Matthews is unemployed, does he get to declare unemployment and get the additional $600?
Depends if it was
Trump rule. If you make over $1 million in 1 year, no, you cannot collect
the That's the answer. Thank you. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Well,
unless he fills out his papers saying he was let go because of the COVID-19 thing, then I don't know.
Which I don't think is going to be possible, but
Adam,
you can always try.
Hello, Dave.
Adam says Brady isn't even the breadwinner in the house.
Right.
Technically, in Tampa Bay, he really is.
Oh, Giselle.
What's up, Dave?
I would say the one thing the Rams got to be careful.
It's going to be very interesting to see what you guys talk about, because I'm gonna write down the winnings and losses that you guys have, and I'm gonna put them in the computer, and all the things that we do, it's gonna post us up of who's gonna be number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then same thing on the NFC side. So
Buds, wait a minute.
If there's evidence, I don't want to be a part of this.
Hold on.
We're actually tracking this shit.
I'm screwed.
What do you mean? We got tracking.
Akers has nothing else to do.
Sure, why not? Let's do it.
I did the whole damn league.
We don't care about
I
what you
only did
think.
the AFC West. I
The whole
didn't care
damn way.
less about the rest of y'all.
I
I
agree.
was-
I only did the North.
That's what I'm saying. With your predictions, this is what our lineup will be as a dueling aces combo here.
This
Instead of like ESPN, where they're all like,
The
oh,
very,
Steelers
very-
and the Browns play each other, and Cleveland say situation wins, and then go to Steelers section and be like, oh, the Steelers won the first game. Well, if both teams are winning the first game, then who else?
Well, then I better go get a drink real quick.
Well, I'm saying this is my excuse.
Yeah,
Here you go, George. Right
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me go get my rum real quick. I'll be right back.
Can I rant yet? Can I rant?
Go ahead.
Oh, yes.
The Suds rant. Let's go for it.
Let's go with the Suds rant of the week.
Overstock.com. You bastards. I bought a couch and a recliner from your asses. My wife, who by the way has lost like 40 something pounds, okay, sat in the recliner on the second day and the side of the chair broke off.
Jesus.
Well, why'd you cut the wood under there?
If I'm going to take her out, it'd be a different way than that. But the side of the chair broke on the second day. And it's got sat on 3 times and it broke. Stop buying your shit from Vietnam.
Oh, hang on.
Holy crap. On the second day? Oh, you all got to do something. Those little bastards. It's 2 days.
Hey.
I got it on Monday. It broke on Tuesday.
Hey, why is it gotta be
Did you
about
buy the
Vietnamese?
insurance?
Keep it to Overstock. Don't go to the Vietnamese. Come on.
That's where the
Good
that's where the
morning,
actual the chair came
Vietnam.
from Vietnam.
Oh,
So
all right.
that's
never
why I
mind.
went there.
Okay.
Yeah, or get it from someplace else because clearly you're buying cheap crap.
Or
Jeez.
hire a quality control inspector.
That
That
there you
7-year-old
go.
with the ruler wasn't good.
I
Did you want it from China?
I put that crap together Monday afternoon. She sat on it Tuesday morning and it broke. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? You all should give me 25% off just to call your ass. Those little bastards.
It's funny you're saying they're talking about the money wise, and me and Holly are talking about China. Do you know if we were to take $1,000 over to China, like
You
Lulu
live
would
like
take
king.
$1,000 over to you, it's almost like $50,000 to $100,000 over there.
You live like kings.
Yeah, you live like kings. So now we were all talking about how the economy over there, why they get paid less. They get paid like 10 cents an hour. It's basically like almost a little less than $4 an hour to us.
Adam
On the other
says.
hand, if they get the corona, they get shot in the head.
Adam says, "Hey, stop complaining. My company gave us bandanas from China. That damn thing came already equipped with COVID."
Where'd you see that at? Oh, you talking about a message.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Don't wear it, get your own.
All right, bringing it back to sports.
Thank you, Andrew.
The one thing I would say the Rams need to be careful with, though, is, from a players' association perspective, like they don't want to start burning bridges with the players. Like if you start getting that perception as a team, as an organization, as an ownership that you don't pay your players, especially a guy like Gurley. I mean, yeah, the last season maybe he had some injury concerns, but I mean, you go back 2 or 3 years and that guy carried that team to the Super Bowl. I mean, he was an absolute monster. And believe me, I would know because he carried me to back-to-back fantasy football champion.
That's the dangerous thing about Gurley was he was an up and down running back. He wasn't a back-to-back running back. He was an up and down. He'd have an explosive year, and then the next year it was like, what are you doing? It's not the same guy we just had last year.
And I see Zolt's just squirming up there, by the way, about that fantasy football thing.
Do you think the reason why
I got your knee jerk.
Hey,
do you think the reason why Gurley is not really going after it is because he played for the Rams for so long and Matthews only played 1 year for them?
I think that's part of it. I mean, Gurley, I don't want to say they weren't good to Gurley. I mean, he had several years where I think they were really good to him.
Oh yeah,
they were very successful. He was their marquee guy, and so I mean, I think he's moved on. I think somebody made a really good point as far as like he has a new team now, so he's moved on to Atlanta. He's getting paid, and so maybe that's why he's not going after it as much. But from a organization perspective, and that if it's in the contract, it's in the contract. I mean, you can't fault the Rams for you know, if they signed a contract with him, they did that for a business reason. And if that's the case, then I mean, players need to read their contracts. So you can't blame the organization if the players aren't doing that. So, but at the same point, if it's not, or if there's, you know, if they're maybe trying to jack the players around, that's a whole different conversation. And, you know, I mean, there's a lot of teams out there, and especially like top talent like these two guys are. Like if you start messing around with them, you're not going to want to play for that team. And long term, like the Rams could be, you know, shooting themselves in the foot, which I think that, and then I don't know if you guys saw the new uniforms today that came out, but those things are freaking hideous.
Oh, the blue is like messing with my eyeballs.
Yeah, they hurt my eyes when I looked at
color
it.
rush. Like, whoa. It hurt. It totally hurt.
For sure.
That was crazy.
Notice I blinked out my mask. Time is started. I
Just-
got a grill.
Just trying to
I was
ignore
about to say
that.
God.
Just
If
try-
I gotta wear this crap, I gotta blink it out, man. I got a grill. I'm a thug.
No, not even close.
To piggyback on Andrew, every player in the league knows that you can get cut at any time and lose out on everything. The last thing in the world that team wants to be known for is, yeah, we don't like paying out guaranteed money.
I agree, but are they really doing this because? Oh, actually, I don't mind those. Are they really
You should be
doing
able to
it?
see him on the field.
Are they really doing it? Are they just basing it off the language, or are they really? Because if you look, they've been cutting a whole bunch of people left and right. They had big contracts, you know, on their team. So you never know. I mean, but you know, every team gets what $100 million a year from the TV contract. So you know,
Right.
so I don't think it's something where the Rams are out of money.
Well, you also
No.
consider the fact that they're not getting right now. You're not sure. We're right now. They're saying they're going to have a season, but can you guarantee it?
Yeah.
If you can hold off until you know the season's going to start, why wouldn't you? You don't know if you're gonna get that TV contract money. If you don't put a game on, they don't have to pay you.
Oh, there's the wonderful hideousness that we were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that blue better than the Lions.
You know what that screams out to me? 2020 champions of Division 3. That's not an NFL.
I like the jersey.
That's a lot of blue.
Is that why they picked the number 20 because of year 20?
Of course.
Well, it's not just the blue that's messing with me, but it's also the mixture of the yellow and the white on the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, you got. Oh,
That is really messing with my head big time.
Yeah.
What did you say
Oh,
again?
yeah.
Say it again.
The two
the numbers.
The numbers.
It's
Yeah,
white
my
and
God.
Bottom of the numbers, Mike.
Oh,
Look at
okay.
the bottom of the numbers.
Pick a color, please.
The other
Yeah.
thing I don't like either.
Oh, and I just noticed it's also on the stripe of the pants in that same picture, that far left right one.
I was literally just gonna say that yellow stripe on the white pants. That's horrible.
Yeah.
So if you turn them
That's
around,
gotta
is it
go.
green?
There's also
Is it green
Not-
grass?
not pictured here. I saw a different picture earlier. They actually do have one in gray. There is a third alternative.
Gray.
Gray.
Gray. Yes. With the
They,
blue.
they've never been.
Gray? That's
Gray.
Detroit.
Is gray the color rush uniform?
It was a weird gray, and I wish I could find that picture of. There it is.
I think that's just
White.
white still.
That's-
Yeah.
There's something on
I
it
was
though.
like, great. That's Detroit.
Yeah.
You know, you have to understand also that every time they put out one of these jerseys, it increases their sales.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
already have a jersey, why go out and buy another one? Why?
Because you don't have that one.
You now have a different color scheme.
Yep.
And it might appear to be better for some people. People might like that, so they run out and get it. You increase your sales, and that's the purpose.
Well, and the thing is, there's a rule in the NFL saying you can only change your uniforms once every 5 years. So
They're stuck with that for 5 years. Ooh.
yeah,
So how did Cleveland get away with it again?
they changed it in 2015 or 14 or 15 or something like that.
Yeah, back in the Miami Orange. No, that was 2002. Right, yeah.
The Bowling Green orange?
Oh, don't go. Hey, don't you talk about my Falcons.
Just saying.
It's pity. It's like pity sex.
That's where the Browns did get their colors from was
That's where Bowling Green.
Bowling Green, because that was their first ever training camp.
Yeah.
Paul Brown took them down to Bowling Green.
Adam says he does like the helmets, though. I agree. I did not like the white coloring in the helmet. I'm glad they put the yellow back on it. I was not a big fan of the white and blue. I thought that was kind of lame the first time they did it.
I keep on seeing these helmets online that they're different logos, how they change the helmets and how different looks, but they always go back to the same helmets. They really need to do those helmets. I've seen some awesome helmets. You know, you had the Green Bay Packers with the cheese head helmets. That's kind of neat. They should go for it. They should do it.
Can you imagine they're trying to do a head to combination with that one's a wedge?
There you go. See, you know, I've seen some great Patriot helmets where you got the battleships on the sides and things like that. They should go ahead and I know they change the uniforms all the time, but they should go ahead and throw out different helmets. It'd be pretty cool looking, actually.
Actually, I think since Rydell is over here in Elyria, they actually, the people that make them have to, sign papers and documents saying they're not going to tell anybody about new helmets and new logos and all that stuff, because if they do, they get shit canned right away.
And sued.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yep.
Adam says, so who has the best new unis then in your guys' opinion? Looks like the Rams already got an award for the worst. So whose is the best?
No, they're not the worst.
Whose is the worst then out of the new ones?
Well, who has new ones?
I thought all the teams got new ones.
New England, Atlanta. Atlanta's numbers are horrible.
Yes.
Oh, those are bad.
Tampa Bay didn't they?
Yeah, Tampa Bay's is new. Atlanta's new. Cleveland's new. LA, the Rams are new. The Colts are new as well.
Yeah, I didn't mind the Patriots too much. Actually, their jersey is very similar to their Color Rush one that they had a few years ago, which actually was the Brady jersey that I ended up getting. And it's just, I think it's really clean. It's not loud. It's not fancy. It doesn't have all these like bright neon type colors. It's just it's football basically. Is I guess the best way I could describe it. Like really clean cut jersey. The only thing I was a little disappointed with is they didn't really go any sort of throwback with their third or their alternate one, and bring back the old Patriot guy on their helmet, the old school, like 80s 90s type jerseys. But
you got me again.
Nobody's better than the Chargers though. They don't have to ever have to do anything.
Those powder blues live on forever.
Yeah, they go down as the best jersey. You'll never beat it. You'll never be able to compete with it.
Nope.
It's the best jersey in the NFL of all time, hands down. Can't beat it. Sorry.
Yep,
So
I agree.
There's the Patriots.
Man, you know what? I could buy me a Rams jersey and don't even have to change the number or the name on the jersey. I could buy the number 23. It comes with a name on it.
I think they must all use the number 20 as their their promo jersey.
It's year 2020.
Well, that's what we're saying. But probably because it's the year 20 when they're coming out with it.
Got it.
2020. What number else would they use?
They're all Barry Sanders things.
Most popular player. I guess in the Patriots, it's who knows? Oh, well, yeah, 11.
Any more?
Anymore.
Probably Stephon Gilmore's probably.
You know what? The Atlanta jerseys actually look like they almost look like Arena Football League jersey, don't they?
Grasping at straws.
I was bringing up the
That's what they're
Chargers
doing.
right there.
Yeah.
There's the Chargers new jerseys.
Can't ruin them. They're always perfect.
San Diego Superchargers.
There's what Suds was talking about too. There's the mixed color from the red to the black.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't say it, but yes, that wasn't me.
Yeah, that ATL on the front is horrible.
It's like the Browns thing on the side of their pants.
I don't mind the jerseys if you got rid of the ATL. Like they're not horrible, but that putting those letters on the front is just bad.
Yeah. I agree.
And if you see that number 2 on there, that number 2, Matt Ryan's jersey looks just horrible.
Yeah.
Bad. It looks like it's just a generic number 5 or a letter S. It's just bad.
Oh, jeez.
What
They went
color are
to
the Browns
what is
pants?
that weird block? So yeah, that weird block is what they got. Yeah.
What's that, Suds?
What color is the Browns pants?
The new ones?
Well, whatever. Cleveland Browns pants. Are they brown?
Yeah.
They have the brown ones. I like there.
Right there.
Which I'm kind of mad they didn't bring out the orange ones because the
Right.
orange
Right.
ones remind me of the '80s, and I think they said they were going to talk to Nike and ask them if they can bring those back in.
Well, if you ever see Deadpool, you can understand why they're wearing brown pants.
Hi, Sada. How you doing? Clint says he likes the new Tampa Bay all black unis.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Tampa Bay should have went back to the orange, the 70s and 80s orange.
Yeah.
You see, Adam said
Creamsicle.
the Falcons look like
Yeah, the
South Pole
creamsicle.
football
Yeah,
jerseys.
yeah, there you go, right there.
There you go. Those.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
Tennessee.
those don't look that bad.
That's
Isn't that's the late '80s, early '90s, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
No,
That was
70s,
the
and 80s.
'80s.
That's not.
70s,
yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
80s.
90s.
Betty
That's when they went
Testaverde was
to
a
that.
rookie.
Yeah,
If they would have went back to orange, Tom would have signed with somebody else.
Hey, look, Tom Brady got beat up so much by the Ohio State Buckeyes, he had to go be a buck himself.
I don't know. That sounds like a Sudbury joke.
That was bad. I wouldn't even do that one.
Oh,
That was
that-
bad. Shame
yeah.
on yourself. Leave
Yeah,
that
like-
shit to
and
me.
he's, and
Leave-
Kid Rock,
leave- yeah,
he
I
is
was gonna
wearing
say,
red
leave-
too. Just saying. He's just saying. Just switch over from blue to red too.
see, I'm old school. I like those. I like those old logos, like the bucking Bronco for the Colts. I think that is just a great logo
The Bronco
the-
itself or the Bronco with the cowboy?
for the Colts. With the cowboy on it. Yeah, I mean, back then people really put some thought into the logos and really made them good. Now everybody just throws something out there and people expect that they're just here you go, here's what I got. Okay, we'll go with it. No, back then people really put some effort into it.
Well, that's what was it? The Ravens back in '96 came up with the Flair bird, where it was just a bird with the wings open, showing the red eyes. The only thing that symbols ever had the same was the red eyes. And what was it in 2000 when they switched the jersey over? There was a girl. They changed the coloring and made it just the bird head with the Flair feathers on the back of it, and it's been like that almost ever since. Well, actually, 2001 because they won the Super Bowl. And they changed. What is it with every team winning Super Bowl changing their colors so much brighter? It's like the Rams back in '99 when they won. They went to the actual gold Ram and the dark blue.
Terry, you shut your mouth.
And
I was
then
gonna say, Terry, wrong horse, Terry. We're on the blue horse, not that other crappy team in Denver.
I mean, Denver did the same thing back in the '97 when they first won. They turned around and had that dull blue, and then when they won the Super Bowl, they went bright orange, bright blue, or dark blue. I mean,
Just get a logo
It
of
was
horse
actually-
face on
it
their
was
damn
actually
on their
an
damn
improvement.
helmet.
what's that, George?
I said Denver when they did that. That's actually an improvement because
Yeah,
Denver's
Yeah.
old uniforms were horrible.
I mean,
Yeah, they could've
Terrell
just put-
Davis was more seen on the field than they were actually able to tackle him.
They could have just put Horseface's picture on his freaking helmet, then they would be called the Broncos still.
Have less tackles.
He's an
You know,
ass.
back in the '80s, the Detroit Tigers, they used to do these things with the tiger symbol. Whenever the Tigers would win, they showed the little cartoon tiger on the screen, and he'd roar. And then when he would lose, they'd put like a head patch on his head, and he'd go meow. That's what they should do with every team. Whenever they lose, they do something. They have to. Their logo does something stupid. That would be awesome, in my opinion. The Lions would be meow. Yeah.
Gonna be a lot
Browns
of
would be shitting their pants.
Well, you wouldn't be able to see it.
Yeah.
Hey, just wait till the Great Lakes Classic. We're gonna take you down.
Okay.
Are they even playing that this year?
I don't think they are.
No.
Yeah, I think they got cheated out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to play
you
Packers,
know.
Minnesota, Tampa Bay. That's it. They got cheated out of it this year.
Man, damn barge trophy. I wanted it.
It was probably Detroit. They're probably backed out, so they got their ass beaten off.
Yes, must be.
That Baker Mayfield.
Well, move right along into the hilarity of Tom Brady and Phil Mickelson with Tiger and Peyton Manning here.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting.
Four guys who hate each other, basically.
Arrest, with the ankle monitor, he couldn't leave the state, so it had to be in Florida. Tiger and I talked to the sheriff in Tampa. He's going to be allowed to go to Palm Beach to play. I'll be honest, I've never played Tom very well on his home turf, and so maybe this is considered a neutral site. And I would have loved to have had this tournament in a place where they don't like Tom very much. Indianapolis, Denver, Boston, after he just betrayed them and broke their hearts. So Palm Beach is the best we can probably do. Look, I think the teams are fair. I think, Phil chose the right partner in Tom. Together, they have 11 championships. Tiger and I have 17, the way I count it, right, Tiger?
So,
Does that mean Tom gets to join my team now? Technically, he's a criminal.
well, yeah, I guess he does.
Who, Brady?
A goat.
Who do I got to
He
trade
bro-
him for?
He walked into the wrong house when he first got down to Florida.
Breaking and entering.
But he never got charged, so you can't go with him.
I mean, the guy's story on that he was sitting at his coffee table and he hears his front door open and he looks up and he says that Tom is just staring at his phone, walks into the kitchen, sets the bag down and turns around, looks at him and says, I must be in the wrong house. Like,
I would have said that's going to cost you an autograph, buddy. Let me go get the ball.
Season tickets.
well, I'm pretty sure the guy gets season tickets anyways. I mean, look who his freaking neighbor is. He just happened to literally, when he got out of the Uber car, he went right instead of left.
Took the wrong turn at Albuquerque.
Apparently.
So let's go a little maniacal. What happened if that dude would have shot Tom Brady inside his house?
It's true.
What would the headlines would have been then?
Yeah. Florida stand your
I
ground
mean,
law.
really, what if somebody did not know who Tom Brady was? And
And they pulled the trigger.
yeah.
Or even if they did know who he was, just startled the hell out of him.
Yeah,
You're not expecting anybody to stand right there.
I was going to say,
if
how
he
do you know
walked in
that
the
the wife
house,
was a
startled
good
him,
shot?
not shoot him, the guy would be arrested for pointing a gun at an NFL star because Bay wants that freaking Super Bowl again.
Florida stand your ground.
2004?
Florida has a stand your ground law.
Yeah, but Tom Brady has the Tom Brady rules. You touch his ass, you
Florida
get
man
flagged.
shoots Tom Brady.
Ryan's like, I'm out.
Oh,
I don't know. It's
Remember that one flag they threw on that guy? He literally bounced in front of Tom Brady. Didn't even touch Tom Brady. He got flagged.
he thought
He
about it.
sneezed. What are you talking about?
He went literally 3 feet away from the dude, gets flagged 15 yards. Doesn't even touch him.
It's completely warranted. I see no problem with that at all.
Was that Dominic Sue back when he was a Lion?
That's just playing hard.
They were just throwing the flag because they knew it was going to happen. Oh, it didn't happen. Oh, it
That's
did
what
not.
the referee said. He thought I thought he was going to hit him, so I threw the flag.
I was waiting for the kick. I already threw it.
Did Sue sign? Who did Sue sign with? I know he signed with
He was
somebody.
with the Rams, didn't he?
Rams, yeah. I think
Yeah.
last I heard.
Yeah.
Wow. Has that franchise gone downhill?
Donaldson on one side, Sue on the other.
And no Gurley and no wide receivers and
Did they really play with Gurley half the time?
Oh, they
They play
still
like
got a
girls.
couple
for
of
for about 2.5 years. And then
Still
the
got
last
Wood.
year was about half
Gurley-
the season.
Gurley put up good numbers when he was over in LA, or never mind, he was always in LA.
Yeah,
I was thinking of the Raiders. They moved back and forth.
Right.
Tom Gurley,
Point, Mike, good point.
Gurley was good for the first, second, and half the third quarter.
And Adam says Brady has more rings than any Buckeyes quarterback, though.
Now he's
Gotta
making
agree with him on
championships
that
in the
one.
Big Ten, though.
Doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Hey,
Adam.
what?
moving right along.
You rather
We've all gotten to take a quick peek at scheduling.
Is he what is that? Is that another what is that? Of you team over there? They can't even pronounce their team right. Of you?
Okay, that's your second bad joke. One more, you're getting muted.
You're gonna
Yes.
need me anyway.
So, you've looked at
I
schedules.
get muted 3
What
times.
one
on the
game
show.
would you? What game would you want to go to? Any game on the schedule whatsoever. Any team, any game. Where are you going?
Week 11, Vegas and KC in Vegas.
Zolt?
Jordan, I have a feeling I might steal yours.
Go ahead.
January 3rd, Seattle at San Francisco.
Ooh.
Because that could decide a whole lot of stuff.
Right. Oh no, and I totally agree, but actually that was not mine.
Okay.
Burrich, where are you going?
I would love to go to the Browns Steelers at Steelers when Garrett comes back and plays against the Steelers. I just want to be there just to hear the crowd reaction and
I wish that was the last game of the year.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd go to that one just to hear just to see what everybody would do and hear what they would say.
Will there be a cheap shot involved?
Hey,
On the
only if
Steelers, yes.
only if Red Cashin was the referee.
Suds, where are you going? What game?
I got a tie. I got 2 games I need to see.
No, one only.
Nope, I got to 2. I played my own fucking rule. Sorry.
Oh.
I need to see touchdown Timmy, Tom Brady versus New England Patriots. I want to see that clusterfuck. And then
Where's
I
that
want
at?
to.
Is that in Tampa Bay or is that in New
I don't
England?
care. I gotta see that.
they're not playing this year.
Yes, they are.
They are.
Play New England?
Yes, they are.
It's December. Where is it?
I hope it's near Christmas. I need that present.
They don't play New England.
No,
They
they
don't
don't.
play. I have New England schedule. They don't play New England.
They don't
Yeah,
play
they
New
don't.
England.
Oh,
They
Suds-
did.
I thought they did.
Suds
Oh,
must be
son of a
talking to
bitch.
Akers all day today, so that's why he said that.
I was like,
All right,
wait a
well-
minute, I don't remember them playing New England.
Go with
You
Plan
don't
B.
have a tie anymore.
Does the Browns play the Giants?
I think it's next.
Browns play the
year.
Giants.
I believe it's next year.
Yeah,
It's next year that the two teams will get to meet.
Do the
yeah.
Browns play the Giants?
Yes,
Yes, the
Then
Browns
that's
do.
my second choice right there.
they actually
'Cause-
play back to back. They play in New York. They play, I think who do they play?
Jets.
They play the Jets first and then the Giants.
Yeah.
I think that they play the Giants. They play the Giants Christmas weekend.
Yeah,
Because there's
December-
one of
the
two
Jets-
things going to happen in that game.
Oh, they might as well just stay in New York.
Yeah,
It'll be-
Both of them are in New York.
Odell Beckham is either going to go completely off, or he's going to go completely off, like off his rocker. It's going to be one of the two. He's going to lose his shit
Boomer
completely.
bust.
Is it
Boomer-
going to be a
boomer
shoe
bust.
situation or is it going to be a headache situation?
He's going to have a fit.
Yeah. He's
If
gonna
he
want the
does not
ball.
go off, if he doesn't catch at least 6 passes and at least
6.
1 touchdown,
6. Shit.
and I said at least,
Catching 12.
at least
10.
6.
10. 10. 10.
He's got to have a touchdown, at least 1 touchdown, and a
10 and a
minimum
touch.
of 6.
This
6
is
to 10.
going to be the make or break season with him because I think
No,
I think
he
that-
will not play. He will not play another game if he doesn't get a touchdown against the Giants.
Yeah.
He's going to lose his shit completely.
Well, they only have
One-handed
one
or
more.
with
I-
both hands. I mean,
I 100% wholeheartedly agree
Off
with
the
Suds.
helmet?
Unfortunately, yes, I do agree with Suds on that. You will lose his shit.
The dude will have to get locked up in some kind of hospital.
Yeah.
He'll have the gummy dicks all
I'll tell you
ready to
something.
go and throw it at somebody.
If he doesn't get a touchdown, I want to be the first one in that fucking locker room.
For all those watching, go ahead and list.
I want to be the
you
first
guys
one in.
want to see. For everybody watching and listening, if you comment down below, let us know what game you'd like to see. Doug, sorry to cut you off there. What game, Doug, would you want?
Oh, week 11, Vegas and KC. in Vegas, in the black hole.
The new black hole.
The
Death
new
Star?
black hole. Oh,
The Death
100% baby.
The Death
Hell,
Star.
effing yeah.
It's,
The all
it's
tinted
now called
windows.
it's called the Death Star now.
The Death
I don't
Star.
care. I don't care what it
Please
is.
bring up a picture. Please bring up a picture.
I don't care
Not
what it is.
Please.
Not a problem. Not
Oh
a
my
problem.
God, yes.
It's all glass windows, isn't it?
It's actually really nice.
That's Atlanta that's got all glass windows, does it? No, that's
Well, this-
Minnesota.
this
Minnesota
one-
has.
Yeah, this baby does too.
I was gonna say, I think this one does too,
This one does too.
and it's all tinted. Yeah.
Holy
It's
shit.
really nice.
Yeah, I've
And that-
seen.
that is a sliding open wall, by the way.
Yeah,
That
it's
bad boy opens
really
up.
fucking. Oh,
I saw an
and
actual
for a
overhead
divisional
shot
game
of
like
it.
that,
Yeah, where's
No.
no, where's the other one at? Here it is. That one's one of the live shots. Because Bryce and I were actually looking at the webcam the other morning and checking it out. And it's like that is very impressive. It literally, it's like daytime you can see through this thing, and at night it looks like it's the Death Star. It's pretty impressive.
I'm gonna blatantly steal the joke I saw today on Twitter. Biggest damn Roomba I've ever seen.
What was that, Zolt?
I said I'm stealing a joke I saw on Twitter today. Is the biggest damn Roomba I've ever seen. And for those of you who own a Roomba like myself, just like a Roomba, the Raiders finished the job about 45% of the time.
So we'll be here all weekend, everybody. Make sure you see your waitress.
Yeah, try the veal.
Make sure you're outside, not in yet.
Actually,
wow.
It is Vegas.
You're welcome, Doug.
Fuck you, Zolt.
My game is actually at the Death Star too, but I want week 2 against the Saints. That is a game that I'll be looking for.
But you want to see that clusterfuck?
Oh yeah, I'll wear my Drew Brees jersey walking in the door. I don't care.
You're gonna get killed walking into the Death Star with that shit.
I wore a Colorado Avalanche jersey into Joe Louis Arena and back out and survived. A Drew Brees jersey ain't gonna be squat.
He's gonna have 13 other jerseys under it too, so don't worry.
No, I don't own a Raiders one.
No. Was that guy over there? Was that guy over there?
Oh no! And then there he goes. Hey, no, wait a minute.
Acres. What game?
I've always said it like I just said, like Ryan said, I want to see it at Heinz Field. I mean, the hype of everything going on. Once again, I'm not being biased. I'm just there. It's the tension. It's either Washington and Dallas, which are not strong right now, or Cleveland and Pittsburgh. I mean, and Cleveland and Pittsburgh are always a strong game. And with the finishing the season off, it's going to be in Cleveland this year. It's going to be hype. If both teams are on the playoff line, there will probably be some blood. I think literally looking through all these schedules, if there was really if it came down to playoffs on the line, that's going to be the game right there to watch. Who's really fighting to get in that playoff game? Because both teams, if they're going to be the number 7 seed, somebody's getting suspended. I mean, I cannot see this Pittsburgh Steelers just roll over and letting the Browns in the playoffs, and I cannot see Haslam taking another loss, being right there on that freaking reach out.
I can see the Pittsburgh Steelers taking a real big cheap shot. If they're out of the playoffs and Cleveland might make it, there could really be a cheap shot coming from somebody
either way.
last year.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's especially with what happened last year, and going by what everybody looks on paper. If everything plays out, literally say that's probably going to be the game of the year at the end of the year. That should be a TBA game pushed at Sunday night.
Yeah. that would be a great Sunday way to
Yeah,
end this season.
to finish the season off. Yeah.
Yeah, be a great way. If both of them are still in it, you would hope for.
I think
respect to
that's the
those
way it should
teams,
be.
but
The last week she'd be a TBA, but they got it where all the AFC, basically everybody in the AFC, unless you're on the West Coast, finishes at 1, and then the NFCs are finishing at a 405.
Yeah, but they always have that flex.
I know.
Going south.
But they do it so that way everybody can't, like they usually wait to see if a team's online, can they sit their players or, which I that's why I say I like about it too. It's the same thing like baseball does.
All right, Shrods, where are you going?
This one was easy. I think there's only one game period next year. It's the first week of the year too. It's Tom Brady versus Drew Brees. I mean, you got Brady Brees, his first game in Tampa Bay. It's in the Superdome. I never been to the Superdome. I think that'd be pretty cool to go see it there as well. I mean, it's New Orleans. I mean, the Superdome is one of the craziest stadiums, craziest fan base to begin with, and it's Brady's first game outside of New England. I mean, that will be. I was surprised actually they didn't make that. New England has 5 primetime games. I was surprised they actually didn't make that one of them. Surprised it was a 4:00 start.
That's what I don't understand. Why wouldn't they make that the first? Was it the Thursday night game?
Either Thursday night or Monday night or
start the season off with your boy.
Sunday night.
Because
Sunday night
the Super Bowl champions
typically,
kick
yeah,
off
that Thursday. Yeah.
the Super
start
Bowl
off with,
champs
like,
kick off the league.
Yeah.
And they don't want to see the playoff losers. They want to see Super Bowl champ kicks off the season.
Against who?
I'm sorry?
Against who? Who are they facing?
Texas.
Super Bowl champions are facing who?
Houston.
Exactly. My point exactly.
Did I see a stat where this is the first time Breeze and Brady are facing each other?
No, they've only played, I think, maybe 3 or 4 times. I'd have to check the stat, but they haven't played many times head to head. Yeah, it's him and I think it was Rodgers too. Brady versus Rodgers. They've only played a handful of times against each other. I mean, obviously, being in different conferences for the majority of their careers makes sense, but
within 20 years, he should at least play every quarterback twice. I mean, unless he's injured.
You think 20 years? You think how many times they've actually played against each other, though? And I think the one year actually they were supposed to play each other was the year Brady was out. Trying to remember if it was Garoppolo or who was a quarterback, but I think
it was Garoppolo. Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
No, you're talking about Hoyer.
No, the guy that went to Kansas City.
Castle.
I know.
Castle. Yeah.
Matt Castle.
Castle.
So you missed one of them, and you missed 3 years right there. So
I was gonna say, because they have it lined up where you play 1 year, you play there, then what is it, 2 years next you're playing back the other.
I think it's like every
back years.
Yeah, every 3 years or something, or potentially every other year or something like that. So I think that the hype around that game is just going to be absolutely insane. And I mean, I've already seen ticket prices are for Tampa Bay, just Tampa Bay alone, their home season ticket prices are up over 100% versus last year. And I mean, they haven't even released the regular tickets yet. So it's just going to be, I think, absolutely insane to get a ticket for that team this year.
Yeah, it's going to be probably price gouge galore.
Yeah. Not to throw some shade at our Detroit fans, but Tampa Bay and the Las Vegas have seen the biggest increase to ticket prices. Detroit's actually seen the biggest decrease.
Geez, surprise, surprise.
It was I think Detroit, Cincinnati, and Jacksonville were the 3 cheapest tickets, and wasn't the most expensive Tampa Bay and Las Vegas, but they had the largest increase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Vegas makes sense because of where it's at. You know, you knew where the tickets were going to be astronomical going over there.
A Blue Man Group costs like $300 a ticket.
Yeah, I mean it's just insane over there. I would hate to see the ticket cost for the for the Death Star. I really would hate to see them.
Looks like we have 2 newcomers. We got Steven Chanko joined in, and of course we got Mr. Lightning Eric Glowacki joining in also.
That's in New Orleans, correct?
Yeah, first game's in New Orleans.
Yep.
At 4:25. curiosity on the thought. What do you guys got winning that game?
I got to give it to Breeds.
Yep. I agree
Only
with
because
that.
he knows his team better than Brady knows Tampa Bay right now.
Yep.
And especially with his shortened like training camp and working out with the individual wide receivers and all that. I got to give it to Breeze.
I want to see what the points are going to be in that game because I know that if that's not a high scoring game, then defense has both stepped up.
New Orleans improved on defense, so I think they
Yeah.
might be able to shut down Tampa Bay a little bit that first game.
It'll probably be I'm seeing like a 27-21 type game.
Yeah. I can see
Everybody
that.
does know that nobody's going to know what Tampa Bay's offense is going to look like. So it's perfect timing for a big win versus the Saints.
Shit.
No, nobody.
That's
I say
per
1,200.
seat. That's per seat.
1,100.
That is per seat.
Great, moogly woogly.
What do you want? StubHub? No, you can't go on StubHub. You have to go on their actual website. StubHub jacks the price up. StubHub is you buy the tickets and you're trying to sell them.
Does that matter?
Look,
A little bit, yeah.
It's not going to matter by much. This is for the nosebleed of nosebleeds at $255 a seat.
Oh shit,
Well, you got to
$336
think though too.
Dude.
That's pretty cheap in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's pricey.
$2,800 for Bunker Club 142. What?
Yeah.
I didn't say I wanted to go to the game. I just wanted
row
to
one.
What's a bunker club? Is that like a?
Do they get to have sex with Brady's wife?
I just want to say I sat in a bunker.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, in the NBA, when Linsanity was going on in New York, two of the the floor seats was actually the guys were sitting there, and they paid more money for the seats than Lynn had gotten actually paid for the week. And that was an NBA player. That should tell you how much New York prices things out in New York socks.
New York is always like that. It doesn't matter who's playing because
yeah.
it's Madison Square Garden.
The New York Knicks sucked, and they were still. It was like $10,000.
Yeah.
For courtside seats per seat, some crazy number like that. It was ridiculous.
Oh, well, it's not just seat, but it's also look who you get to quote unquote hang next to. I mean, look who attends to those games that are in the front row.
Yep.
And the ones that have $10,000 are the ones that are not going to act like assholes all the time when they're sitting down there.
Exactly.
That's like when they do the All-Star games or
Unless your name is Oakley
and the Super Bowl. They put the ticket prices up there because majority of the time they're the ones that are not going to be watching Super Bowl, but they just want to say, "Hey, I went to the Super Bowl," and they'll spend the money to do it. $1 million a ticket or some stupid shit. Hey, Chaz.
All right, guys. Before we get into our meat and potatoes here, I'm going to turn around and run one more commercial breakthrough here, and so if you need to grab a snack, hit the can. Get another drink, refill Burrich's pitcher. Now's a good time to do it. You look like you're getting a little low.
Thank you.
So go ahead.
I'm gonna stop my video for a few.
Yep, you can turn around and take 5. Now get this bad boy rolling.
Take an MJ.
Dueling Aces, proud to be a part of Redline Radio. Detroit Auto Parts is a proud sponsor of this station. Save 10% off your order when you mention Redline Radio. Serving 2 locations in Cleveland. The East Side, 480 East 200th Street. Phone number is 216-531-7373. And the West Side, 4941 Pearl Road. Phone number 216-398-7373. It is the home of the Detroit Auto Parts Studio. Helping Hands Moving Services. Phone numbers 682-6955. Ask for Dave or Jen and mention Redline Radio for 10% off your moving needs. Cater Printing for your custom screen print, embroidery, and promotional item needs. Located at 9925 Royalton Road, Unit D, in North Royalton, Ohio. You can reach Amy at 440-668-1579 or check them out online, caterprinting.com. Make sure that you mention you heard it on Redline Radio. K&M Towing, 13011 Bel Air Road in Cleveland, Ohio. Phone numbers 216-252-2229. Tell James and Tom you heard about them on Red Line Radio. Looking for that NASCAR diecast? Pit Road Diecast has a large selection available. Call Bill at 216-355-2347. Mention Redline Radio and get $5 off your purchase. Lubrication Supply, located in Norwalk, Ohio. In the field or on the track, let us put you in the winner's circle. Contact Kevin or Jim at 330-813-2305. Tell them you heard it on Redline Radio. Wiggins Construction and Home Improvement. Bathrooms, kitchens, windows, doors, siding, roofing, and much more. Contact William Wiggins Jr. at 440-731-4654 or send him an email, wwiggins24@gmail.com. Tell him Redline Radio sent you.
All righty. I go back to unmuting everybody again. Have the power. I have the power.
I'm full now. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome, sir.
It says turn your light on, Ryan.
Yeah, I told him, and well, no, he wants to put the
he wants the Indians light on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's too bright.
What happened to Walter? Jesus.
He was my replacement.
Oh, you
Yeah,
finally
it's too
used that
damn bright.
linseed oil.
I was on
Finally
break.
got-
See?
What's up, Mr. Jason? How you doing?
Ahmed will be on next.
How you doing?
Kyle Johnson joining us. Another Browns diehard member,
Mr. Jason Fallish.
Jason Fallish.
Adam, that's the regular red line folks. We're still working on our own. We're still trying to get our own folks. We're still working on that. Yes, it's very bright, Chaz. Very bright. Did we lose Doug? He turned around and took.
No, he turned it off. He turned the camera off for a second.
All
Yeah,
right.
he said he'd
Still
be
there,
back.
but not there.
No sweat. Well, why don't we go ahead and we're going to start our wonderful predictions of each of the teams, and we'll see who's going to make playoffs or who we think is going to make playoffs. And since we need a little boost on the NFC North, why don't we just go ahead and start with them? So why don't we go ahead and why don't we roll through with the NFC North squad first, and we can all take the pot shots at those guys. You know, for professional reasons, of course.
Correct, sir.
All right,
Okay.
Akers, since you were helping out with that, why don't we turn around and have you lead off this ordeal for us?
I'm not in North.
What
Like I said,
what team we want
I'm
to
the
start
South.
with?
You said North.
Yeah,
AFC. Oh, sorry, NFC.
NFC North.
Oh, I thought you said AFC.
No, that's Ryan's got
I'm
AFC
sorry.
North.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, why are you coming at me? That's not me.
I
You
said
need
no,
to-
since I said you were gonna
Keep up
you were
with
gonna
the
grab it, but
program.
we'll turn around and we'll all wheel and deal it.
So
You need a new co-host there, George.
Staying AFC,
The NFC.
NFC.
So let's start with the Captain Obvious and everybody's favorite, the Detroit Lions.
0-16 next.
Wow.
It's kind of funny. That's why I was saying I'm looking at the schedule, and when I go through these schedules, I'm predicting that no player gets injured. They all stay the same, so that way it keeps everything kind of fair. Right off the bat, Detroit is playing Chicago in D-Town, Motor City. This was kind of like a really good tough one here, and since Chicago has no clue who their quarterback is, I'm gonna go with the DET on this one and give them the capital W to first start that 0-16 season. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that Detroit's gonna pop that first win up there. They're gonna follow with Green Bay. Then they're gonna cry when they leave. They're gonna take the loss. They're gonna head to Arizona. They're gonna see a lot of D-Hop. They're gonna lose. Then they're gonna get to come back home and face the New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees is gonna be on his high horse. He's going to take them out. So right now it's 1 win with 3 losses. They're going to end up going with the bye week after taking a bunch of beatings. And then on week 6, they're going to head down to Florida and Jacksonville. They're going to take a loss.
What?
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't see that.
I know. Come on now, Harold.
Against Jacksonville?
Hold on.
Uncle Rico's coming to town, baby.
You see that mountain over there?
I'm like, wait a minute.
They're going to head about 100 miles north to Atlanta.
Wait a minute. Against the Jaguars.
We gotta get over that shit right now. We need a break.
Cut this guy off.
Holy cow!
I was going to say,
Jacksonville?
Jacksonville, who doesn't have a quarterback, won't have a running back.
Wait,
And
Uncle Rico is the quarterback.
I'm telling you.
Wait, who's Jacksonville's quarterback?
Rico. Uncle Rico.
Minshaw. I'm telling you, he's
Yeah,
better than
Minshew.
people think.
And who's he
But
throwing
it's
to?
still going to be.
And who's the running back?
He's throwing to receivers and tight ends.
Sorry.
He didn't do bad last year.
He actually
He
lost.
doesn't have
tight
he
ends,
didn't really lose much on defense. Jacksonville didn't lose much on defense this year.
but they
Once
lost
again, going back with a stronger team than Jacksonville is a stronger team than Detroit.
They lost 2 receivers and a tight end. And the Patriots even signed the 1 wide receiver. So again, who's he throwing to besides Shark?
There's always backups.
Defensive backs. He's throwing.
I'm
to
sorry,
defensive
but I have going down to Jacksonville.
Glennon. He's throwing to Glennon.
I've got Detroit winning that game.
You got
Yeah.
Detroit winning. I don't care. It's
I am the
fine.
biggest
Fine,
Lions
not
hater
yours.
of all time, and the Lions will win that one.
I hate to say
Yeah.
this, but Jacksonville is the bottom of
The AFC.
odds. The odds for Vegas at 4.5.
Is Fournette even going to play?
Probably not. He'll probably sit out.
Because he wants out of Jacksonville. He's been
Yeah.
wanted out since
Yeah.
last year.
As I said, he'll sit out. All right,
Like I
so-
said, this is going by if the players play like no set outs, no nothing. Everybody's playing like they are.
Just remember, you said you were going to record this. Just saying.
I
Yeah.
got it.
Don't be
I got
fibbing
it.
later on, motherfucker.
I
Don't
think
be
the
fibbing.
consensus will be it's a win. Put down a win for this one.
In Jacksonville.
Yeah,
It don't matter.
yeah.
It
All right.
don't matter.
All right, moving
Next
on.
week at the Falcons.
Next week, October 25th, they're going to go 100 miles north. They're going to be in Atlanta. They're going to take another loss.
Yeah.
Then they're going to see the Colts at home. Colts are going to beat them. Then they're going to Minnesota. I see that being a battle, but I see Minnesota pulling out.
That's what
So
she
they're going
said.
to take
She
so they're going
said.
to take another loss. What'd you say?
I was waiting for somebody to come in.
We're right on that one, Birch. Nice. That's what she said.
Seriously, some of your picks, man, you need to be drug tested. Do we have a drug testing
After you
policy?
just said
Hey.
0-16 season for Detroit, I don't want to hear nothing.
Actually, so far I'm following along pretty damn close.
I know. That's why I said that.
Except for
I have two-
Jacksonville,
I
right?
have-
Except
I
for
have two teams.
Jacksonville. Except for
And
Jacksonville.
the
Don't
fact
worry.
that it's going to be a
Wait
battle
till you-
with
wait till you get to this
Vikings.
one. Hold on. Keep holding on.
Okay, hang on.
Then we got Washington. They're going to lose to Washington
At home?
Not at home.
at home.
Who's this? Detroit?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still
Detroit's
Detroit.
not losing to the. Yeah, they're not losing to Washington.
No,
You don't think they're going to lose to Washington?
They are not
But
losing.
Haskins going to be
Not,
playing, and
not to
Okay.
Washington. Not to
Like I said.
Washington.
well, like I said, I feel Washington's stronger. That's me. Like I said.
Okay.
Why? Because they have a head coach?
Okay.
Wow.
Next.
Next is
Ow.
in Carolina.
Say
Carolina's
you
stronger
say
team.
a lose. Say a lose.
Carolina's a little bit of a stronger team, so Carolina's going to beat them. They're going to lose.
Carolina has nothing.
Hold on.
Carolina
come
has
to-
nothing.
Detroit can't stop a running back, so McCaffrey can do it all by himself.
Ah.
That's why I said. That's why I said Carolina's going to squeak out. Carolina's going to squeak out.
Who's their quarterback?
Teddy
Bridgewater.
Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater. But they have two running backs. They got Bridgewater and they got McCaffrey. That's all you need against Detroit. Then we're going to go to Houston. Houston is going to be
Oh,
in
I'm so
Detroit.
glad this is being recorded.
This is going to be in Detroit, Thanksgiving time. This was a real hard decision for me because I usually pick Detroit on Thanksgiving because they rarely lose on Thanksgiving.
Except for last year.
So I'm giving them the
And the year
W
before.
against Houston.
Yeah, Houston doesn't have much.
No.
So I'm giving Detroit the win on Thanksgiving so they can actually celebrate something after all them losses. And then they're going to see in Chi-Town, they're going to sweep Chi-Town. They're going to take out the Bears. Give them the good old claws. Or I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I ran a long line. They're going to lose to the Bears on that game after that.
Come
So
on,
they're
mute
gonna
him already.
split
George.
1-1. They're going to split 1-1. Then they're going to lose to
I
Green
don't need a
Bay.
verdict, though. I don't need my head exploding here.
Hey, you asked me for my opinions. I'm giving you my opinions.
That's no problem. Keep going.
Then they're going to lose to Green Bay. Then they're going to get walked over on Tennessee. Then they get to see Tom Brady in Detroit. That's no big choice. I swear to God, if you guys think Detroit's winning this game, just walk away.
I was waiting for you to say they were going to win against Tampa Bay.
The only way
to break out the alcohol.
The only way they would win that game is if Tampa's already locked in number 1 seed. They've
and
already
they bench everybody.
Yes, that'd be the only way they win that game.
Okay.
Is that second to last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys,
December
guys,
27th.
All I'm saying, stay tuned for the NFC side.
Oh,
Don't worry, we're coming to you next.
all 8 and 8.
'Cause I need a drink after this.
And then here's the challenge, because this was my mediocre game, because I'm pretty sure that if Minnesota's not fighting for the chance, then Detroit's losing to Minnesota to finish the season off. I got them going 2-14.
God damn, no.
Then they lose to the Red Wings.
They lose to the Red Wings, right?
Well, mine
Julio
was
throws his pass and
kinder.
touchdown.
I've got them at 6-10. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I've got them at 6-10.
Vegas has them at 6.
Yeah.
Sir, what did you have them for that second Green Bay game, December 13th?
For me? For
Green
me,
Bay, I have them losing.
I've got actually Detroit winning that game at home.
Yeah, to be honest, I think they take that just because
They usually split. They usually
Well, I mean,
That's what
I
I'm
think
saying.
Detroit
Usually do
is-
split, but I took it as, like I said, no players injured. If they're all there, they're 100%. They're not going to beat the Green Bay.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers isn't chucking any Hail Marys this time around.
Rodgers may not even be starting by that point.
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring that up, but that was kind of what I was thinking too.
Should I go to the second best team on the NFC there?
Here's my question. I mean, did Green Bay get better or worse from last year?
Nah, they
I don't even think they did anything. I think they
I
just stayed
think
the same.
They stayed same.
they
Yeah.
stay the same.
And Detroit, I'm thinking is probably equal to what they had last year. I don't know if they got better. They might have gotten slightly better. They swept Green Bay last year.
Yeah, maybe a hair better, if anything.
The only difference is there's new coaching, and
Yeah.
that's the one thing I'm taking into consideration of why I even have Green Bay only at 9-7 myself. When I went through that, and I said, it's kind of scary, but I mean, it really isn't even worth bringing up the Bears. I think I've got the Bears at 4-12, and Minnesota even sitting at 6-10.
Jeez, you're generous
Wow.
than me.
So I mean, it's kind of like one of the brutal years of one of the divisions is going to take the hit, and this is definitely the division that's going to.
This is the division that's facing probably the strongest teams.
Yeah. They literally got handed, like, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, did you guys say you wanted to play the NFC West? Oh, sure, here you go. Yeah, it's not pretty. They got
Until we get
they
to the
got
NFL, the AFC East, we'll talk about. We'll talk
And you're talking about Green Bay last year against Detroit.
We'll get
Green Bay beat them 23-22, 23-20.
Yeah, they were close.
They were close games, like I said, but a loss is still a loss, no matter if it's 1 point or two.
No.
And who's got the easiest division schedule is the AFC North. All of them are in the top 6 as the easiest schedules.
Easiest schedule in the AFC or easiest schedule overall in the NFL?
No, all 4 teams are in the top 6 in strength of schedule for the weakest strength of schedule.
Yep.
Chicago.
So we tearing through this division, or
No,
we're going one team at a time?
No, I just wanted to roll through the Detroit, and then we'll also do the same trick. We'll have Ryan lead off about the Cleveland, but from, like I said, just give off the records of who you had for the rest of that.
Well, like I said, the worst 2 teams I've got in the NFC right now is Detroit and Chicago. Like I said, you were more generous than me. The only time I gave Chicago a win was December 6th.
You don't
That's
think they can
against
beat
the
the
Lions.
Giants? You don't think they can beat the Giants?
I was going to say, I've got
Giants, but
the Giants, the Lions,
Carolina,
Texans, and at the Jags.
Well, like I said, once
Those are the
again,
only
Chicago's having problems on the offensive side.
Yeah.
So that's why I said, going by who I thought was a stronger team by the time they're playing somebody, then that's why I gave them a loss.
Yeah.
George, you have Chicago at 4.
Yeah.
Vegas has them as 8.
I got them at 9.
See, I'm like I said, I would think 4 wins for Chicago, but literally looking at the schedule, thinking if they don't lose anybody and they play right, then like I said, 1 to 4 wins, yeah.
Yeah, I popped them at 4.
They can beat Jacksonville. They can beat Detroit. They can beat the Rams. They could beat Carolina. They could beat the Giants.
They could beat the Rams.
Actually,
Yes.
I had them losing to the Rams literally probably as an overtime game. I figured that's going to probably be an overtime game because
It's a Monday night game.
yeah.
So no.
No. But I figure
Where's it at? Is it at LA or is
at
that
LA? Yeah. It's at the new SoFi Stadium. So
on Monday night? You got to give it to LA then.
That's what I said.
Make sure you write this one down.
All
I
right,
mean,
so
because you're looking at
Chicago's first primetime game is a Thursday night against Tampa,
and that's going to be
October
gonna
8th.
be ugly.
That's
And
going to be
that's just
brutal.
going to be brutal. It's in Chicago.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. I think
it
it's gonna be
doesn't matter,
brutal.
but it's going to be ugly.
I mean, they got 1, 2, 3 primetime games, 4 primetime games.
Like I said, they got railroad. They're not beating the Titans. They're not beating the Saints. The
Nope.
Panthers, you could technically, I guess, coin flip it if you wanted to, but in Carolina, I think by that time, Bridgewater and company will be on their horse and they'll know where they're going. And I think they'd beat them. And then facing division, Vikings, Packers, and like I said, the Lions, you split all the time anyway. Then they beat the Texans, who aren't really got a whole lot. And then a drop again on the Vikings at Minnesota, but beat the Jaguars and then lose at home against the Packers at the end.
Adam, what do you mean Raycon Smith out of Georgia?
That's their linebacker Chicago.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why.
They
I was
got-
like,
they
I
have
see
a-
a name over here, but I don't remember what that question was for.
They have a stout defense. It's just if
Yeah,
their offense,
isn't Mac still there?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
if only if their offense can play just a little bit better than last year, they can win more games than people think.
Yeah.
That's why I think Vegas has them at 8.
I got him
I
at
don't know
8 or
about-
9. I'm telling you right now. Write it down. 8 or 9.
I don't know about 8, and I think 4 is a little weak, so I'm going to go personally in the middle, like 6.
So we're saying an average for Detroit's 4.
it could be a
4
coin
wins?
flip.
Sorry, so who do you have for the whole division then?
Who's winning that? Green Bay.
No. I mean, what's the records for the whole division then?
Minnesota. I've got Minnesota. Once again, like I said, to me, I feel like they're facing this division here is facing the strongest opponents of the AFC and the NFL. And I've got Minnesota going 5-11. Once again, because they're another team that's just can't get off their find out what the hell they want to do.
All right, just give
And
us
Green
a-
Bay, I've got at 12-4.
Green Bay, 12-4.
Ooh.
I think Minnesota's better than Green Bay right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd have Minnesota.
Minnesota seems to have a tougher schedule though.
They
Yeah.
have the same teams.
But Minnesota also has a running game. They also have a tight end. They also have some receivers they can throw to that Aaron Rodgers doesn't.
Oh, he has a receiver.
Yeah.
it's now down to one receiver.
Yeah, we'll see about
My boy.
Yeah, it's going to be. That's I said. I think it's going to be a little tougher, and that's why I went with Green Bay actually winning that. I got Green Bay. winning.
That's why I said I got Green. If we're going over anything, I have Green Bay winning a division with Minnesota coming in second in division.
But 9 and 7 is all I had them at.
But I said the key opponents they're facing is New Orleans, Tampa, Atlanta, and then the other strong side is the AFC South, Houston, Tennessee, Indianapolis. You know, like I said, they're facing some of the stronger teams on both sections right now, except they're dodging the Seattle, San Francisco area right now. Yeah, if they had the West in that division, then I think that would be a huge problem.
Well, they do because Green Bay is playing against the.
Well, Minnesota's got Seattle, and Green Bay has
the 49ers.
The Niners. Yeah. So like I said, they literally have the tougher teams out of all of them.
Yeah.
They've got the teams they're facing who are actually fighting for the playoff spots. That's what makes it a stronger schedule. That's why I say most of them are going to be taking these losses because of the fact of who they're facing and by how I got them going on who's what. So I've got Green Bay winning that division. Some of you have Minnesota. Like I said, it's a toss up between 8 to 10 wins. I figure Green Bay should walk out with 10 to 12 wins. So.
All right. Well, why don't we, since we're bucking at the bit on the NFC South, Zolt, why don't we turn around and start the circus? Hit us with your best shot.
Let me start with the wonderful Carolina Panthers, coming off a glorious 5-11 season. Rebuild year number 1A, however you want to call it. Draft went entirely on one side of the ball, which I'm perfectly fine with. I mean, they're rebuilding from the defense. That's great. Everything else is a stopgap, and you can't expect that defense to just gel in this year. I have them going 4-12 and drop from 5-11. And to be honest, I think the team will be perfectly okay with that because all it does is give them another year to reload through the draft. And you'll probably see almost the exact opposite, almost an entire draft going offense. You've got Bridgewater in there as a stopgap. And the only wins I have them with are at the Chargers.
Yeah.
That's early in the season. I have them beating Chicago at home, just kind of out of the blue.
Yeah.
And then They close out the year with things starting to solidify. They beat Denver at home, and they beat Washington away.
Huh. Okay.
Wait, I just got yelled at for Carolina losing to Chicago, and you're telling me that you got Carolina beating Chicago.
Did I yell at you, bro?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I got yelled at Chicago losing to Carolina, and you.
I'm just more like stunned.
Yeah.
Plus, we like Zolt better.
Like, what kind of drugs are down there?
Well, I put the January 3rd pity game down because I figured that the Saints will probably be benching bodies. So I put the
Wouldn't
pity.
matter.
I put the pity game in there.
That ain't gonna matter.
That's what I
Jameis
said.
Winston might lose that one. You
Carolina's
never know.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Would you say
It's
4
true.
wins? Is that what you said?
I said 4. 4-12.
Wow, I had 9-7. Believe it or not.
Carolina?
You literally just said
Carolina?
that there's nobody on that
Wow.
team.
That defense is not gonna gel that fast.
I got
They're
no one
not
on
the Baltimore
offense.
Ravens in 90 and 99.
Yeah, I had them worst in the division still, but I actually had them at 9-7. Like I said,
Wow.
I had the pity game, and then
Did you just say you had them at the worst in the division with 9 wins?
yep,
Jesus.
So Tampa Bay is going to have
no
more
doubt.
than 9. Atlanta's going to have more than 9.
yes, yeah. Let's let
And
Zolt
New Orleans.
continue.
There
Well,
is no doubt that is a killer division.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
Go ahead, Zolt. We'll let you keep rolling.
So let's go. We're gonna go up the standings. So that takes us to Atlanta. Atlanta 7-9 last year, made definite improvements. They lost a couple guys, replaced them immediately, and they did a very good job. Brought in Dante Fowler to replace Vic Beasley. Drafted fairly well. Traded for tight end Hayden Hurst when they lost Austin Hooper. Here's the issue. The issue is their reload wasn't as good as 2 other teams in their division.
Yeah.
They did well. It's not going to be enough. They're going to finish 8-8. And here's the fun part. That 8-8 is probably going to cost Dan Quinn his job, even though they did well.
Mm-hmm. But they're always an 8-8 team. It doesn't matter what they are. They're either 7-9, 8-8, or 9-7. People think they stink like crap. They win. They go to the Super Bowl. People think that they're going to go to the Super Bowl. They go 7-9, 6-10.
Well, and that's why I thought it's going to be the flip flop, and this was going to be the flip on the plus side. I actually had Atlanta winning the division at 13-3.
What the hell are you smoking
Holy
over there?
shit.
Yeah.
are you drinking that Erie water again?
You guys are saying all kinds of stuff, and me, and you got him saying
No,
this.
no. Hold on.
He's the
Just hold
host.
on.
Oh,
I'm trying to get his ass as we speak.
Heat for it.
He lost his
What the
motherfucking mind.
He's the host.
You have lost
Wait, I gotta make
your
sure I'm not
mind.
muted yet. So
Hey,
you all
Mike.
hear me.
Mike, get your own show. Then we'll say, okay, you're all right. Wow.
They're winning the division.
He must have his Atlanta Falcons socks on.
I'm curious. Who are your losses?
At the Saints, at the Chiefs, and at the Buccaneers.
So they go 8-0 at home.
Wow, yes. So they start off as world beaters.
Seahawks, Cowboys, Bears, Packers, Panthers, Vikings, Lions, Panthers again, and Broncos, all before the bye week. I could see a 9-0.
I've got them with a nice 4-game winning streak going on in the middle of that, but now they're starting off with that loss to Seattle and a brutal loss to Dallas.
I want to know,
You know what?
when they pick these schedules, like it cracks me up. Like you're saying, like Tampa Bay is getting Detroit and Chicago out of that division, or not that one. Kansas City and Denver. Now they got Vegas. Who's the line? Like when you pick the odd team out of the division, Do they put the weaker team with the weaker, like the weaker team, or the stronger team with the weaker team when they do that? Because it's Minnesota, Rams, there's the Giants is the odd team. And what was the other one?
See,
Go ahead, Birch.
I can see them. I can kind of see why you picked Atlanta to beat Seattle the first week, because Seattle, if you look at them the last couple of years, last year, yes, would they go 5-6-0 or something like that, but they could have lost a lot of those games too. They usually start off slow, and then all of a sudden at the end of the season, they're game busters and win 7 in a row.
Yeah,
so I can understand that one.
Yeah. It's like Pittsburgh, sometimes Pittsburgh gets that slow start and then goes right on and hits the gas, so go ahead, Dave. You can keep rolling.
Tampa Bay, coming off a 7-9 season. Well, let's face it, this team is slightly different now than a 7-9 team. Jettisoned Winston, brought in Brady, have given Brady everything he wanted. So we're going to see how this goes. My only question with them is running back. You've got Ronald Jones. They drafted Keyshawn Vaughn, who unfortunately is like a Ronald Jones clone, which is kind of interesting. You would have thought you wanted something a bit different there. So, again, brutal division. Finishing the season 10-5-1 and second in the division.
I like the tie. I always love the tie.
Here's the tie.
I love the tie.
Let me play this scenario for you. Week one at the Saints. Tom Brady against Breeze. Brady goes out there, loses. Is not happy with it. He's pulling that team together, rattles up 6 wins in a row. And then all of a sudden, you're playing the Saints again. And you're like, okay, here we go. We're at home. We got this. We know the whole thing. And you tie them.
Nice. And that's a night game too. That's a night game, no less.
Yep, another prime time.
Yep.
That's a primetime night game to tie. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I've never seen a group of people lose their minds in my life all at one time.
Here we go. No. I haven't lost my mind yet. This is coming.
Oh,
Your
Jesus.
last four games down the stretch. You beat Minnesota. Somehow you come back, you'll lose to the Falcons on the road. And somehow, just because you managed to lose to Detroit. Let me explain this. As a Detroit fan, and this is not because I think Detroit should win that game. No. This is the game that Detroit unfortunately wins when we all want them to lose.
Look at Son.
Dave, you are 100% correct.
This is that BS game where
100% correct.
you just cost yourself 3 draft slots.
Yep.
By winning that game. Every year.
Last
And
year,
Detroit cost themselves 3 draft spots for winning that game.
Is he done? Is he off the pipe yet? Is he off the pipe yet?
Pull
No,
a
hold on.
win out of their ass that they had no business winning.
they beat the New England Patriots.
That's
They
the
won
one.
the Super Bowl. They
Yep.
beat freaking Green Bay one year. Like
That's the
super
game.
wins.
Suds, he said that Stafford throws for 450 yards and 4 touchdowns that game too.
For the season?
No, for that game against Green Bay.
Wow.
I've
met homers before in Detroit. That's got to be
Adam
the
said
biggest
Suds
one.
on crack too, or Zolt's on crack too.
Let's transition into something a little bit better here. New Orleans Saints.
Oh, hang on. We ain't letting you off.
Come on.
that fast.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, we got kicked off.
What?
No, we're not.
Don't joke about shit like that.
We're still there.
It says live on Facebook on mine.
Yeah,
Mine too.
mine too.
No,
Yep,
you
I
need to
got
get
it.
a replacement for Akers.
My youngest can take over.
That was weird. Okay. It made me press the play button.
I was gonna say no. I'm still here. Yeah, it must have been just you getting kicked off of Facebook. And my cousin Adam says Zolt's on crack too, but hey, guess what? Cuz
That was the
I'm
last
about to
one I
be
got, yeah.
crazier. I'm gonna be crazier because I've got Tampa Bay at 12-4, and scarily, I've got the loss at the Falcons there too. Right along with Zolt. The
After
losses,
this all done, we gotta make some few wagers, George.
no.
I don't
Oh,
want to know what.
Who's he trying to wager with? Because I mean, like,
It's
he's
all
already done
recorded.
thrown
There's
his
no
headset
wagering.
4 times.
Zolt, I don't know about you, Zolt, but I don't want to hear what George has the Saints going.
I actually had the losses for Tampa Bay were at the Saints, at the Broncos early on, and then the Chiefs and at that Falcons game, like you did.
You said Broncos. I said Carolina.
Quit talking about Carolina.
All right, now we'll let you turn around and get off the show.
Now we move on to the Saints.
Yep.
13-3 team. They were looking spot on. I mean, they had so few needs, it was ridiculous. They drafted Cesar Ruiz and then immediately cut Larry Warford. So, I mean, I guess we know where Ruiz is playing. Brought in Jameis Winston just in case something happens to Breeze. They don't have to fix him.
Hold on. My cousin just said I'm on the bet for $5,000, Suds.
He's in
5,000 for what? He's
in
on with
he's in on the bet for $5,000.
for who's winning.
I don't know.
You would have
Adam,
my attention.
Suds, he says 5,000. You got that?
5,000, Suds.
5,000.
I don't have 5,000 nickels at this point.
Roll the tape.
I don't know who the hell he's trying to bet with. He lost his damn mind. $5,000, Jesus. I've never.
Sorry, Zolt. Just when there's
no
a
worries.
$5,000 bet announced.
Yeah, no.
He can walk that shit right over to Detroit. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Breaking news.
Atlanta and Tampa. 5,000 on Atlanta and Tampa.
And he's taking Atlanta. Is that what he's saying?
Well, that's another thing too. Like we're talking about scheduling and all this. Like, spread the freaking teams out. Stop putting them where they're facing 1 week, and then they're gonna see each other again in 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, like seriously.
I know. Whoever's making the NFL schedules on crack. All right, Zolt, go ahead.
All right. Long story short, I've got the Saints going 12-3-1. We've already talked about the tie.
Yes, another tie.
Yeah.
Well, it has to be the same team or
I
tie.
know that. I just want to see your reaction.
They tie the Buccaneers. They lose to the 49ers. They lose to the Chiefs. And for some strange reason, they lose to Philly at Philly. Just one of those weird games where things go kind of crazy.
I could agree with
Saints
that.
always
I
have
could go with
have
that.
a weird game where they lose. I agree with that.
I could agree with that.
Actually, the weird game I had was actually against the Raiders in week 2.
I thought you were going to say Detroit. I swear to God.
No. The weird one. I think it's because it's the Raiders home game, and I think that it's just a fluke thing, and it's
The
early.
prime time.
It's early in the season, and I think that's where that weird win would come into play.
September 20th.
I would love it if they win, but I am not seeing them beating New Orleans.
All
right. So who we got winning the division?
Oh, the Saints.
All right.
He's got,
and then you're saying the second is who?
Tampa Bay. And the 10-5-1 gets them in over any 10-16.
So you're saying Atlanta is 8 wins, Tampa Bay's got 10, and New Orleans got 12?
Yep.
All right. Doug, why don't we get to you for the AFC West?
Okay, well, KC is KC. I have them going at 13-3 with their losses to Baltimore, Tampa Bay, and New Orleans. They're going to flat out win the division. Vegas, I have them going at 11-5 and being second. But the losses going to New Orleans, Tampa Bay, and Kansas City both times, and the last game at Denver.
Oakland always has trouble in Denver, don't they?
Oakland, Vegas.
I mean, sorry, I'm Vegas.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same team, just different city.
That's why they call them the Raiders. That's why everything they have is always saying Raiders. It's never the location.
My questionable game with the Raiders, though, is the at-home game with Indianapolis. I have them marked as a win, but that could go either way.
See, I marked it as a win as well. I did too, because it's still Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. He knows how to beat the Raiders. And even though he's on a new team, he knows how to beat the Raiders.
You got them winning or losing at Cleveland?
At Cleveland, I have them winning.
You're on crack.
Oh, you're
It's
on crack.
possible. I mean,
You're on crack.
it's
No,
one of those
no,
games. That's
no.
literally one of those games. That
I have them
it's
flat,
right there.
flat. I have them flat out winning. I don't even see it being close, honestly.
Yeah, the Raiders won't score.
Flip it. But. Denver, I'm seeing 10-6.
Oh, that's Chargers. I'm like, wait a minute. Where
That's what I said. Wow, nice.
Who'd you say?
Denver 10-6. Losses to Tampa Bay, Kansas City, Vegas, New Orleans, Kansas City again, Chargers,
Mhm.
and
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. What was your question?
I was gonna say. So you think Locke is their quarterback for the whole
Yeah.
season? Okay.
Yeah, I've seen film on this kid. Also, the last 5 games of last season, you got film to go by. He seems to really gel in Denver. In the draft, they got a really good receiving core.
Mm-hmm.
They've always had a really solid defense. I could see them easily hitting double-digit wins this year.
You know, you're also forgetting the fact that they not only have a good running back in the first place in Lindsey, they turned around and got Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon.
Hey,
Yeah,
could you imagine swing passes on either side? You don't have to throw the ball very far to throw it.
Yeah, double run back set. Both of them right out of the backfield. Oh God, that's a quarterback's dream. And you have Cushingberry protecting the middle. I mean, you cannot ask for a better scenario in Denver right now.
But their defense is getting kind of old.
Might be getting kind of old, but it's always been at least better than average. It's always been. It doesn't matter how old or how young they are. You can go all the way back to the 80s. How consistent has that defense been? It's always been consistent. Always been in that top third defense. And wrapping up in that division, I have the Chargers going 7-9, believe it or not.
What? Whoa.
And you had Vegas going as what?
11-5
You say 11-5
for Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Doug. 11-5 for Vegas.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what Vegas has. I don't follow Vegas.
No. You had Vegas.
Raiders.
The Raiders.
You
Raiders
do follow
going-
Vegas. It's your team.
Oh, that, but then say Raiders, not Vegas.
Sorry.
Oh, man, now we're getting
Vegas,
down.
yeah, I was gonna say we're really gonna have to get technical on that. It's like not the Vegas.
What do you got for the Raiders? 11, he said 11-5.
I have 11-5. Yeah.
I had the Chargers at 3-13. I think they suck a big lemon.
Really?
They're better than you. The only problem is they really don't have a running game. But the Chargers have always been the Chargers. They're about average in defense. They've got a good receiving core. They got a decent quarterback. He just
Whoa!
needs a running game.
Wait a minute.
Herbert. He's talking about Herbert.
Herbert. I'm talking about Herbert.
Rip. We're going by Tyrod Taylor playing, not
No.
Herbert.
No. I'm talking about Herbert.
Yeah, but Tyrod Taylor is the starting quarterback, not Herbert.
As of right now.
As of right now, Herbert will be the starter against Cincinnati.
When?
Against Cincinnati, he'll be the starter.
Bullshit.
That's the first game.
Not a chance in hell.
Oh yeah, it is the first game. Yeah.
It's the first
The
game.
first game. And
Yeah.
I'm seeing Herbert wiping.
He's saying Herbert and Burrow are going to be facing each other in the first game of the start season.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm seeing Herbert kicking his ass.
I think San
And you're
Diego
saying Cincinnati's going to win that, George. Was that what you're saying? One of the wins is Cincinnati's losing to that, or you said Chargers got 3 wins. Who's your 3 wins on the Chargers?
The Jets, the Patriots, and the Broncos at the end of the season.
So
At
you're
home.
saying Tua is going to beat the Chargers?
Tuna. Get it
Tuna.
right, Suds, right?
Tuna.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I mean,
Appreciate the help.
the
I'm not
Chargers.
saying
That's
Tua
what I'm
beat-
saying. Like,
It's not
why
going to
not
be
start
Tuna.
Herbert?
Tuna's
I'm
Why
not
not
the
start Herbert?
quarterback.
Look at that
Tua's
schedule.
not the
He
quarterback.
has to learn something.
Tua's
Well,
not the quarterback.
Yeah, what was it? Fitzpatrick is, I think.
Fitzpatrick.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Fitzpatrick's the quarterback. And yes,
I'm
At that
still
time,
seeing.
when that game plays, Tuna Fish will be the quarterback.
no,
I'm still seeing the Chargers
I
beating
started
Miami,
to-
even with Fitzpatrick as the quarterback.
Thank you.
See, I think
I'm
Chargers.
sorry, Doug. Say that again.
I'm still seeing the Chargers beat Miami, even with Fitzpatrick as the quarterback.
I think Chargers have a better running game than everybody thinks. I think Eckler is going to be better. I mean,
But
that's the
he's,
reason.
Eckler's
he's,
a slot.
he's, a,
Eckler's that
he's
slot.
a catching running back. He's a
Yep.
catching running back. He is not a good power running back. He is not that man in the middle.
Then why do you release Melvin Gordon then?
Money.
Headache.
All the above.
money. It's primarily money.
Well, yeah, okay.
I mean, Eckler did show that he was a slot receiver last year.
Yeah.
He caught more touchdowns.
He's
than he
more
did
of a
rushing.
receiver than he is a running back. He's
Okay,
a
so then
hybrid
what's-
combo.
Then what's Christian McCaffrey, receiver or running back?
McCaffrey's a
He
running
lines up as a running back, but I would say he's more of a hybrid.
McCaffrey's a freak.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
Yeah, he is.
back. Peyton Hill's
He's
on
the only
steroids.
thing the Carolina Panthers have.
Hey, doesn't his brother go to Michigan?
No.
McCaffrey's brother? Doesn't he? Isn't he
No,
a quarterback
that was-
in
That
Michigan?
used to be the wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills back in the 80s.
There
No,
wasn't
not his
McCaffrey-
dad.
there
Not his
wasn't
dad, who
McCaffrey
was
that
a receiver for
His
the
quarterback.
brother.
Broncos.
Broncos.
Yeah, I think
Broncos.
he's right.
No, I thought he
actually.
was. Who was the Buffalo one? Oh, that was BB. My
It
bad.
was
I was thinking about
McCaffrey.
BB. My bad.
Shoot,
Pretty sure
but-
he's his
Yeah,
quarterback
yeah.
at Michigan.
All right, so
Dylan
what's Kansas
McCaffrey.
City's record?
Yep. Yeah, he was the one that Jim Harbaugh had to sleep over with.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. No, but he is the quarterback at Michigan.
All right, Doug. What's Kansas City?
Kansas City is 13-3. They're probably getting the number 1 AFC slot.
All right, so by that you're saying 13-3 by Kansas City. They're taking the division,
Mhm.
and then Las Vegas Raiders are 11-5, maybe sliding into the playoffs.
Yep, and a 10-6 could be in the conversation too, depending on what happens in the rest of the AFC.
Why don't we slide up north up to the AFC East with Shrods there?
Which ones are AFC East?
I got AFC East.
Yep. Go for it.
Yep. So I'll run similar to how Dave did. It'll start from the bottom and work my way up. So I have Miami going 5-11. Just one quick side note about the AFC East. They do have an absolutely ridiculous schedule this year. They have the first, the second, the third, and the fifth hardest schedules based on overall record from last year.
Wow.
And the conferences they play are like the travel that these teams are going to have to do is just stupid. It reminds me of the Red Wings back in the old days when they used to play in the Western Conference. Just absolutely insane mileage.
AFC West, AFC South.
Yep.
The NFC West.
Not only you see them though, but you see a lot of teams, especially the West teams, where they're playing back-to-back games on the East Coast. You see a lot of
Wait
teams.
till I get to the Patriots.
Not just like the East Coast, going to West Coast, but you see everybody's just playing a lot of the crazy schedules this year.
Oh, for sure. So Miami actually has the third hardest schedule. So they're not up there, but they're up there. I actually have them going 5-11, which is maybe a little.
I have 4-12.
Maybe
Don't
a little bit.
Yeah,
I have
they're in
4-12.
that range.
Don't
4
feel
to 12,
bad.
5 to 11.
That
Yeah,
sounds about right. 4 to 5 wins sounds about right.
I was saying 5 is probably a little bit high, but given a little bit of a benefit of the doubt there.
Who's the wins?
So I think I haven't beaten the Jags. I haven't actually beaten the Chargers. I actually haven't beaten the Jets, but at home. I don't think they're winning.
You haven't beaten the Chargers, really?
I
Yeah.
did too. I did
I
too.
do.
It's in Miami.
I think the Chargers got a few years. I just don't think Herbert's the answer. I mean, we talked about that. I won't go too deep into that last week and the week before, but I haven't beaten Cincinnati, and I haven't beaten the Rams as well. I think the Rams are going to implode just like they did last year. I think they're going to have maybe not implode, but I think they're going to have even worse year this year.
Yeah, the Rams are just going to be brutal this year. Heck, yeah.
Over and under on Miami is 6.
Yeah, I think 6 aggressive. That's aggressive.
I agree.
Very generous.
Yeah.
One
Take the under, please, for 500, Alex.
Yeah.
Hey, Lisa, how you doing?
Tupac versus Biggie.
Tupac versus Biggie. Oh my God, Adam.
Cousins
on a roll.
Yeah, some interesting things about Miami's schedule this year. Number one, they actually play the Jets back to back. They play them in November, and then they go on a bye week, and then they play them again.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's
the
stupidest thing ever.
Yeah.
I saw that and I'm going.
I think the Browns
really?
and the Steelers are the only ones that actually have fucking space between one team to another.
It's possible. Some other things here. Actually, in week 7 they play the Chargers, so you could have a Tua Herbert matchup there, and then in week 13 they play Cincinnati, so you could have a Burrows Tua matchup there. So I think that would be a pretty interesting. Some pretty interesting games. So, all right, let's, moving on. So New England's next on the list. Actually,
Wow,
at 6 and 10. Not necessarily. I don't think they're going to have that big of a drop off because of Brady leaving. I think that obviously you can't lose somebody like Brady and not have a drop off. But they have the hardest schedule in the league, and to me, this may be the hardest schedule I have ever seen. It is absolutely insane. So I'll give you their wins first, and then I'll actually go through the schedule.
I'm sorry. What'd you have, Matt?
6 and 10.
Okay.
So they do play in 5 primetime games. I haven't beaten the Dolphins at home in week 1. I think the Dolphins still just got a lot going on and a lot of things to decide there. Although the Dolphins did beat them in the last week of the year last year, so that could be a toss up. I do actually have them beating the Raiders. I haven't beaten the Cardinals, the Chargers, the Broncos, and then the Jets at home.
Vegas has them at 9.
New England, I have a 10.
So their schedule is absolutely brutal.
I had 4 and 12.
They have no quarterback.
Yeah, no quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. We see Belichick as a quarterback guy. Is he gonna produce another quarterback?
The problem is it's not Belichick. Belichick has always been defensively. Mm-hmm. The thing is this is unfortunately the Josh McDaniels experiment part 2, and it did not bode very well in Denver, and that's why I think it's going to be an utter disaster in New England.
Here's
so who's better then? You think Matt Castle is better than this kid?
Stillman or Stedman or whatever his name is?
Stedman.
Yeah. I'll be honest.
Remember, this is not the first time the New England Patriots lost Tom Brady. They lost Tom Brady after what? The second or third game that year?
It was the first game, wasn't it?
It was the first game. Yeah.
Was it the first game? Matt Castle came in and won several games.
They did win 10-6 that year.
And made the playoffs.
They did make the playoffs.
They missed
the playoffs?
They went 10-6 and missed the playoffs that year.
Yeah.
By one game.
So the reason why I have them at that record, though, is their schedule is brutal. So they have to go at Seattle in week 2. They play at Kansas City in week 4. Then they play the other Super Bowl runner-up, San Francisco, at home in week 7. They also get to play Baltimore in week 10. And the icing on the cake there, to finish the freaking season, they have to go at Houston. Then they have back-to-back weeks and a shortened back-to-back weeks in LA. So they're playing both the LA teams away on the road.
There's another team. That's what we're saying.
That's their freaking schedule. Like, I mean, that is absolutely insane. You play.
You're still talking about New England.
Yeah.
Yes, that's all New England. That's their schedule.
All New England, and it's a crazy schedule. It's a crazy schedule. It really is. You just wonder who's sitting there with the big giant whiteboard in the NFL offices going, yeah, why don't we do this?
I mean, you see your dick. You got all 32 teams sitting there in front of you. You're like, all right, this team is playing this team this week. So go over this team, throw that team name on there.
Yeah, if you're not talking that these guys really don't want to try to manipulate what the game schedules are looking like, that somebody's on crack.
I mean, because it is ridiculous. Like, which one was it? Atlanta? Was it Tampa and Atlanta at the bottom? Week 15 and week 17 are facing. I mean,
What's
the
up,
only
Colin?
way you got a team like that is if you're facing if Tom Brady was to go out, then it's going to allow Atlanta just to basically walk through Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Or if Matt Ryan goes out, then it's going to leave Tampa Bay to be able to walk through Atlanta. I mean, that's not right. You put 3 divisions in the beginning of the season, and then you put the 3 at the end of the season, and then let them go. Don't put both games behind them, because if they lose a player off a stupid suspension or a guy is injured because he twisted his ankle and he's out for 3 weeks.
Yep. Yep. So the next team, I have the Jets. I actually have them going at 7-9. And again, I mean, they have the second hardest schedule in the league. So, I mean, those are number 1, 2, and 3 hardest schedules. I have them beating the Broncos, but only because they're at home in that game. If it was on the road, I think that's a loss there. I haven't beaten the Cardinals, the Chargers, the Patriots at home, the Dolphins at home, the Raiders, and the Browns. That Browns game towards the end of the year depends on how the Browns are playing. I think that could be a toss-up right there. If the Browns are kind of, the season's over by then, that's why I said I could see them going 6-10. I could see them going 7-9. But these guys, I mean, same thing. Like, you look at the beginning of the year, they're at Buffalo in week 1, who I think.
Here's our back-to-back game, week 10 and week 12, Miami.
Yep, the Jets, yeah, same thing. Yep. And then in week 2, they have San Francisco at home. So, I mean, you got at Buffalo, then you got San Francisco. And then again, they have to play Kansas City, and it's at Kansas City. And then they go to LA. They're another team. They have to go to LA twice. And then they play Seattle too. I mean, that is just a brutal schedule for them.
Yeah, I only had them going 3-13. I got the whole first beginning half of that schedule is just it's like don't even look until
red.
No, I'm thinking the same
don't
thing.
even
I'm
look
thinking
until
4
you see
wins.
the Patriots game.
Thinking 4 wins. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I sat there, I went Patriots, both Dolphin games, and that was it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say 1-1 with the Dolphins and 1-1 with the Ravens. I think it's going to be a toss-up with Buffalo. I know we say in Buffalo is probably going to win the division easily, but the Jets, it's weird how they play. It's like, oh, you want to count me out? Okay, let's score 40 points.
I think next year is going to be the make or break team for that, or year for that team. And while that schedule, they're not going to overperform. That's kind of why I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt at 7. But I do think they're going to surprise some people. They completely overhauled their offensive line. And I think that could potentially be the big difference. But if Bell can have one of his, if he can get back to his Pittsburgh days, and the offensive line plays up to what they're hoping they play, I think that they could have a good year. It's a crapshoot though.
They lost Robbie Anderson though, and I know that's a huge loss as far as the receiving core.
Oh, I mean, no doubt.
That hurts.
No doubt. I mean, the receivers are definitely, it was a toss up between receiver and offensive lineman in the first round. They went lineman, which I mean, they have 3 brand new linemen. So again, it's going to be a toss up, but we'll see how it goes. Last team is Buffalo. I think this is the year. Patriots have won that freaking division every year since I've been alive. And if Buffalo can't win it this year, I don't think anybody's going to win that division.
Yeah, something's wrong if Buffalo can't win it this year.
Just wait, I'm going to get another beer. One of our buddies is a huge Buffalo Bills fan.
God, he rides that bus so hard.
He rides this Buffalo bus harder than any Clevelander rides the Browns bus.
He'll jump through 4 tables.
He'll dive off the terminal tower to go through tables. He's that big of a Buffalo Bills fan.
Yeah.
What's the digits on that one there?
So Buffalo is the 5th hardest schedule. I think the NFL is high on them too. They have 4 primetime games this year, which is the most in a long time. I actually have them going 11-5.
Sometimes the NFL just likes to watch a clusterfuck, though.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I am actually winning, beating the
Goodell
Jets.
just sitting up there.
Yeah. I'm beating the Jets twice, the Dolphins, the Rams, the Raiders, the Patriots twice, the Chargers, the Steelers, and actually the Dolphins. I am actually sweeping their conference this year.
I had them losing just to the Chiefs, 49ers, and Broncos.
You got everybody losing to the Chiefs.
So I had them losing to the Broncos because it's at Buffalo. Trying to see
because it was at Denver, it's at San Francisco, but the Chiefs coming in early in the season, it's warm enough still in Buffalo.
I had them losing to Tennessee, the Titans, because it's at Tennessee, that game. And then the game against Seattle, I have actually Seattle going in and beating them. I just think Seattle's made some decent moves this year, and I think actually Seattle stacks up very well against the way the Bills play, just based on the way that Seattle plays. And so I think that's one where they go in there, they sneak in and they take the win there.
Oh.
So
what do you got? What do you have Buffalo again? I'm sorry.
That's all right. 11-5.
11-5. Not a bad record. That should be about what they should be.
Yeah, and I think at this point everybody pretty much said, oh, no Tom Brady in New England, so yeah, it's going to be Buffalo's turn.
I mean, that's why I said this is going to be a fun division to watch. We all agree that Buffalo should walk out of that division being the winners, but it's going to be really interesting to see what actually New England does without that horse.
Yeah.
The big
here's
thing
here's the funny thing: Vegas has New England at 9.5 wins, and they have Buffalo at 9.
They give them a tie.
Yeah. The other thing with Buffalo's schedule too is they don't have to go to LA. They actually get the Rams and the Chargers both at home, whereas New England has to go out there and in back-to-back weeks and shortened back-to-back weeks because one of the games is a Thursday night. So they basically have to go out to LA. They play Sunday. They get freaking 4 days, and then they play again on Thursday. So that New England schedule is just, I don't think they're going to be that bad. It's just going against that schedule. I mean, I could see 9, maybe 10 if the schedule was a little easier, but playing against that lineup is just, I just don't see it this year.
No, you said Buffalo has the Rams and the Chargers at home, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
What? I don't have their schedule in front of me, so I'm sorry. But what dates are those?
So the Chargers, they play on November 29th. They play at home. The Rams actually play earlier in the year, which is in September. So
okay,
3.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if it was later in the year, like they're doing playing the Chargers, then those are two definite wins for Buffalo because it's colder weather.
You said the 27th was the Rams or the Chargers?
The 29th, November 29th is the Chargers. They play them at home. I don't see the Chargers going in there and getting that W. I mean, really,
the schedule off. It just tells me Las Vegas or Los Angeles.
Right. Well, and I gave Buffalo the Seahawks game because, the Seahawks twice a year when they go from West Coast to East Coast, they always end up losing one of those games. So it's kind of one of those fluke things. And that's why I thought that Seattle would actually probably blow it.
My jet lag
there. And Buffalo would definitely be able to take advantage of it.
Yeah,
because their defense is still Swiss cheese. They've for as much as it's like, okay, they drafted another linebacker, but okay, they still need more help, more in the back in the free safety and corners.
Has anybody signed Clowney yet or no?
No. I have nobody signed anything yet. I mean, that would be something that would change my mind. But as of right now, Clowney's a free agent and he's not on that squad.
And he's asking for way too much money.
Not anymore. I think he understands that his money ain't going to be there. So I think he's going to be around between $10 and $12 million.
He's probably going to be like right now, just trying to give me that deal.
Yeah, just sign some paperwork.
I think he's already been offered more than that, and he won't take it.
That's a part. Like if you were the owner of that, let's say you were owner of organization of John Conley, you offer him $30 million. He said no, he wants 40. He's not getting 40. He comes back to you and says, "I'll take that 30." Do you agree to that 30, or do you go lower?
No, I lowball this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You didn't agree to my 30. Here's 25.
Akers, let's roll on up to you with the AFC South.
South.
Yep.
Oh man, this was a fun division. I'll tell you that for freaking sure. This was a hard one. Obviously, I'm the weakest team in this division. We're gonna go ahead and say it's Jacksonville. I only got them with 4 wins.
That's what I crucified him with too.
I only got them with 4 wins, and that's Miami, Cincy, Pittsburgh, because you know how much I love Pittsburgh, and Chicago. I think they'll give a battle to Cleveland, but I don't think they can pull it off. And then once again, they're also facing Baltimore. They're facing the big Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota area. So, I mean, they've got a nice, tough schedule to face in front of them. But they got the Rams. So, but yeah, I could see Miami having some fun with that game, but not winning it. And then Burrow not pulling it together yet to beat Jacksonville. And Pittsburgh was probably still wondering who their quarterback was, because I'm pretty sure this guy will be on a stretcher, but even if he plays, he doesn't have much receivers there. And Chicago, well, you know how much I love Chicago.
Clearly.
Well, I got him going 4-12.
All right.
Funny part is I got all AFC North teams beating Jacksonville.
Yeah.
That's why I said. I mean, I do see Pittsburgh beating them.
Yep.
But I think it's because it's in the mid-season right there. Which week was it? Week 11. It's that big toss-up because it's usually somewhere in there that the Steelers end up playing a little weak sometimes. So I feel that's usually when the Steelers are going to play weak, and then that's how Jacksonville's going to pull it off.
All right, who's next?
Matt Goldberg,
man.
Thank you.
What's that?
Matt Goldberg.
Good old
fans.
Let's ride the high horse. Get on that Colt. Get on my Budweiser. Starting the season off right against Jacksonville. Popping that W out. I see him going 10-6. Maybe sliding into the playoffs. That's why I said, going off what Doug said, it's going to be to see if maybe a 10-6 team gets in there. I have them thinking maybe 10-6.
It's probably going to come down to some type of a weird tiebreaker, like a divisional tiebreaker, common opponent tiebreaker, or something. But
what's going to hurt them is if we are saying Detroit and Chicago are the weakest teams, then they've got both of them, and that's what's going to hurt them if it does come down to a tiebreaker.
Yeah, I got them at 11-5. I got one more win in there.
Yeah.
And this is who? Tennessee?
Indy.
Oh, Indy.
Especially with that new tandem of the running backs with Mack and what's his face in there. I mean, that only helps Phillip Rivers.
That's why I said this is actually a tough division. You've already heard me say it. They're going 10-6 or 11-4 or 5. Then the Houston Texans. This was another hard one because I was trying to literally debate on the way it is. And yes, Houston lost D-Hop. I know this. Okay. I understand this. Once again, I have them going 10-6. I think losing D-Hop may be a loss to the offense, but in the same sense, they did pick up 2 receivers. They picked up Cooks and they picked up Randall Cobb, so I do see a little bit of a threat. It may take away from the double teams, but these also, once again, you can't not sit there and look at Cooks as not being a receiver, because Cooks can be a receiver and so can Cobb. I mean, obviously Cobb has proven himself to be a receiver up in Green Bay.
Yeah, but that's been years.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying.
Dallas, and he's been bounced around.
And
Raiders.
And he had a better quarterback.
With Watson not being a long ball thrower, this may just play into Watson's category because they can catch the ball. They may not be able to take off with the ball. So I got them going 10-6 and shockingly win. They beat New England.
I had them crapping. I had them 4-12.
Houston
They
started.
go 4-12. They go
What's that?
4-12.
You got them going 4-12?
O'Brien's out.
Oh, and that's what I fully expect.
Yeah.
I fully expect him to be out.
And this is the hardest thing is right here. Their first 2 games is a punch in the face. Kansas City and Baltimore. In Kansas City, Baltimore, and Houston. Back-to-back losses right there off to start the season. That's why I said, then they play Pittsburgh.
Then they're at
That's
Pittsburgh.
where I think they're going to get the first win.
I don't have their first win until the Jaguars. Actually.
You got them beating Minnesota?
No, they're losing.
I mean, losing a minute. All right, that's all right.
Yeah. I actually had their first win actually against Jacksonville. But that's neither here nor there. All right.
And then my division winners is going to be Tennessee. This is why I said it was really hard because it's going to be either Tennessee. If Houston can play as a team they played as last year with the defense getting a little bit stronger, then they're going to be contending team. If the defense of J.J. Watt does the same thing like he usually does, only plays 3 games out of the 16, then I do see Houston being a 5-win team. But I do, like I said, it's going to be either between the Colts and Tennessee, and I've got Tennessee walking out of the division being the winners, either being 10-6 or 11-5. And I think one of their losses at Tennessee, and I really want to see this battle. I think if you're talking about a game to actually see, if it really does happen, I've got them winning, what is that, 8 straight? Yeah, 8 straight. No. Well, I really got them on a high horse after looking at these games. Their first loss is going to be Baltimore.
I actually had their first loss right out the gate at the Broncos. I've got them at 13-3. And I said the Broncos right off the bat.
I was thinking that one too, but I was like,
Broncos,
all right, it's going to be in Denver at prime time.
Too.
So I was thinking maybe, oh, Jesus Christ. I cannot think of his name. Running back,
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, decides to say, hey, playoffs are just right there again. Let's do it again. Bam, just blow out. Who, like I said, who I think should have been the MVP, should have been Henry for what he's done. Yes, Jackson was MVP. Yes, he should be the MVP. But like I said, if we want to talk about a player who's actually done something and progressed through the whole season, that was Derrick Henry. His first 3 weeks last year, week 1, 2, and 3 were horrible. But straight
I know. I had him on my fantasy team.
Straight after that was boom. There he is.
I had him on the fantasy team. I know how bad he was bad.
And he also put up, what is that, 7 touchdowns in the playoffs. He carried Tennessee Titans all the way to the championship or the AFC
all the way to the AFC
game. So I mean,
the MVP is based
if
on
Tennessee
regular
could have pulled it
season,
together, they could have beat
playoffs.
Kansas City last year.
Yep, that's right. Burridge is right. It's based on regular season, not the playoffs.
Yep. So I mean that's why I said I got Tennessee taking the division on that one.
Yeah, I had them a little higher. The losses, all I got is the Broncos, the Bills, and the split with the Colts. That's the only ones I even had. It's like everybody else, you could just see him walk. I think Vrabel's really got it on his plan that, all right, we didn't do it last year. Fine, we're going to work 7 times harder. And he's going to bring out the Bill Belichick, philosophy and go, we're going to work 7 times harder and we're going to get there this time.
Yes, because at the end of the schedule, the last 4 games, they got Jacksonville, Detroit, Green Bay, and Houston.
Yep.
And I think the strongest game out of that's going to be Green Bay.
You got to add Cleveland in there too.
Who?
They've got Cleveland at home. Cleveland's not going into Tennessee and winning that game. It's not going to happen. That is
I said, Cleveland, to me, I'm not being biased. I've already said this before. I'm not biased on whatever when it comes down to a team facing a team.
Only the beer.
Cleveland is great on paper. If they can pull their heads out of their ass and play as a team, then Cleveland will walk out of that game winning. If Cleveland cannot pull it together and play as a team, then yes, Tennessee will win that game. If Odell is back and Jarvis is back 100% to play the game, there's no way they're beating Cleveland.
Didn't Tennessee improve their receivers this year?
A little bit,
for this offseason? I think that's going to help them big time because, everybody was Granted, everybody was looking for Tennessee to run the ball with Henry. They ran it and they couldn't stop it. But they have Davis as a receiver who I liked out of college. He was out of Western Michigan. I liked him big time. I forget who they picked up this year for as receivers for Tennessee. I think either in the draft or free agency. But if they can throw a little bit more, I think it takes the burden off of Henry a little bit and helps them.
You don't want Tannehill throwing the ball.
Well, he is.
If he can throw 250 yards a game,
Yeah.
2 touchdowns a game with 100 yards from Henry, why not?
I mean, they rode Marcus Mariota for a long period of time. Why not?
Because they lost all the
Oh,
time with Mariota.
They franchise tagged Derrick Henry.
Well,
They
they
picked
better.
up Vic Beasley of a 1-year contract.
He's a
They
third
added
receiver.
another linebacker, Nick Dunsbar. Re-signed
Adam
Michael Pruitt.
Humphries.
What's that, Zolt?
Adam Humphries.
Oh, okay.
Let's slide over to you, Suds. Take out the NFC.
All right, so you guys were all talking about ties. Well, I have a tie, but not the kind of tie you guys are talking about. There's going to be a tie at the top. There's going to be 2 teams with 10 wins, and
In the East?
Wait a minute. Suds, I'm sorry, you're breaking up. What'd you say?
I said there's going to be 2 teams tied at the top, and that's going to be Philly and Dallas.
That was last year. We're talking about the New Year.
They're going to do it again.
Wait a minute. I need Gabriel to go get the camera. I need to see how many bottles of wine you've drank.
He's not at a wedding, so
how
none.
many bottles? How many?
Adam, you're right. You can't always count on Henry.
How many bottles are near you? None. Oh,
I don't know if he's saying 3 or 0.
I was gonna say, yeah, I saw.
Or he's saying 30.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's not at a wedding. Don't worry.
No,
Great guy weddings.
This is the
I
guy.
drink
Oh, no,
at
I'm sorry.
fantasy
He's not
football.
at a
Thanks.
fantasy football league draft. Don't worry. Sorry.
But the way you guys are picking wins for some of these teams is pretty it's close to fantasy.
What division we in? The East? Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Philadelphia having 10 wins. I got them beating the Redskins, the Rams, the Bengals, the Steelers, the Giants again. They're gonna pull. This one's iffy. I think they might pull off one with the Browns, and then the Cardinals, and then with the Cowboys. Now they're gonna turn around and split with the Cowboys, and then the Dallas Cowboys are gonna turn around and pretty much do exactly the same thing with a win with the Rams, win against the Browns, the Giants, the Cardinals, the Redskins, the Steelers, the Redskins again, the Bengals, and then the Giants. They're going to end up with both with 10 and 10. They're going to lose the games they're supposed to lose, and it's going to end up. They do. What is this, like 3 years in a row, 2 years in a row, where they pretty much end up with the same record, fighting it out at the very end. They're going to be 1 or 2. There might be a 1-game difference, but it looks like a 10 and 10 season, or 10 win season for both teams. You know, New York Giants.
He's already gone to the 20-game schedule already, 10 and 10.
I meant,
That's why I say he said 10 to 10, so I thought maybe I was hearing something wrong.
Yeah,
I meant
I've
10
got the
game- 10.
Eagles at 4 and 12.
Wait. Repeat that, please. I didn't hear you.
I put the Eagles at 4 and 12.
Oh, okay. So you're saying there's a quarterback competition?
So you're taking the under.
What's the
I think what they
over?
at 9?
Just a little.
Eagles website I'm at says 9.5.
Yeah. I think Vegas Insider had him at 9.
So I'm one
What's a
game
half a
high.
game?
I'm 1 game high, right?
Well,
What do they got the
you're-
Cowboys at? What do they got the Cowboys at?
10.
Yeah, I put the Cowboys at 11 and 5.
So I'm agreeing almost on the point with Vegas, and I didn't even know it. So I can't be too crazy.
No, but
Well, don't sell yourself short.
Hey! My mama had me tested.
Oh,
I'm okay.
hey, it's crazy. Hey, it's crazy. Cooter would say, "I might be crazy, but
she just didn't do the follow up.
Hey, Crazy Cooter always said in Dukes of Hazzard, I might be crazy, but I ain't stupid.
There you go.
What else you
But-
got, Suds?
I got the New York Giants are going to get their ass whooped.
Mm-hmm.
It's plain and simple. The ass kicking is coming, and it's coming fast and hard.
That's what she
That's
said.
what she said.
Yeah, that's what she did say too. I got them. I got them coming up with a win with the Bengals, a win with the Redskins, a win with the Cardinals. And just because it's going to be towards the end of the season, and I think the Browns might make the playoffs. They might be. They might have to sit. It's right there at the end of the season, so there's potential where they bench players, or LBJ ends up going to Miami.
LBJ,
It's a little
Lyndon
trip.
Baines Johnson.
LBJ.
Or, I'm
Lyndon
sorry.
Baines Johnson.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. Hang on.
I'm
I
sorry.
knew you were drinking.
Maybe a
Choke
little bit.
bottle.
Maybe
The
a little
president
bit.
himself.
Wait, the Browns are going to
Odell
bench
Beckham
players on week
Jr. ends up-
15?
Odell Beckham Jr. ends up going to Miami for a little vacation.
Where's Doug when we need him?
You're watching too much Ballers.
Yeah, a little bit.
Or the History Channel. Take your pick.
Anyways, I think
Holy shit.
they end up pulling out a win against the Browns because potentially the Browns will be on basically benching their players. But I have them
3
with,
weeks to go.
I
don't
know, right?
know.
Week 15. That's what I was like, wait, I thought maybe I was looking at the wrong schedule.
Yeah.
You said the last week.
last few weeks. I think I just think they're going to pull off that win against the Browns, especially with the little competition they're going to have going on. That's going to be an interesting game. I got Washington then with 7 wins. So I have a tie at the top, and then Washington with 7, and then New York in the dumpster at 4.
Yeah, I had New York and Washington actually.
After
both
the
at
bye
5
week
and
with them,
11.
it's a pretty tough schedule.
Yeah.
Seattle, Arizona, Cleveland, Baltimore, Dallas.
Yeah. They're both of those teams are just going to be crap.
Why do I feel like we're saying that Cincinnati's going 0-16? Because every time we back to a team, they
Yeah, who has them? It's potential.
One's got
It's
Browns
gonna
above
be-
his head.
Don't worry, we're
Don't worry, hold on.
almost, we're
He's going
almost
last,
there.
right? He's going last.
Yeah, we're almost there. Yeah.
Oh, please tell me that
All right,
dude's
so we
gonna
got
say
Dallas
like 5
Hang
wins.
on.
All right, so we got Dallas winning that division. And
No.
maybe Philly sliding into the playoffs. Is that what you're saying with 10 wins?
I'm not sure who wins it between Philly and Dallas. It's a tie. They split the wins.
Well, you said Dallas had 11 wins, and then you
No,
said
no,
Philly
I
had
said-
10.
no, no, I
That
said
makes
10 and
Dallas
10.
have the division.
Yeah.
He said,
No, he
I
said
said
both
10
of them
and
are
10.
going 10 and 6.
Oh, 10 and
Yeah.
6. All right.
Yeah.
I thought
Get
it
the
was
shit
on-
out of your ears, Acres. Let's go.
10
Well, it
wins
could have been
apiece.
one of you fuckers making fun of them.
10 wins apiece.
Yeah.
And they're splitting it. Each are going
Jerry-
to win a game.
Jerry makes the
All
call
right.
to
Well,
the,
if you
to
have
the
to
front
pick,
office.
who's picking the division?
right.
Division. Who's winning the division?
I don't know.
Can't be. I know. I say
Rods-
who's winning? New
You
York.
can't say I
is-
don't know.
Rods is
good.
right. Jerry Jones makes a call to the office, and there's a little donation made.
Right.
I guess in that case, it's got to be Dallas.
I'll donate my big screen so the kids in the India can watch the COVID-19 roast.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to knock out the NFC West.
Because we knew this was coming.
This one,
Seattle.
Wait,
hell,
hold on. Stand
hell
up real
no.
quick and make
I
sure what
told
color you're
Bryce-
wearing.
Wait.
It's gonna be San Fran,
Seattle,
San Fran,
Seattle,
San Fran.
Seattle with a little sprinkle of San Francisco.
Arizona, even though, yes, they got D-Hop, I'm picking off Arizona with 6 and 10. Their schedule, it's kind of, you could literally probably coin flip a couple, which would make it almost 8 and 8. There is a handful in there. The Rams, it could go either way at home. That one's one of the coin flips. The Lions game actually could be a coin flip because it's in Arizona, and Detroit just doesn't have a solid record out in Arizona. So, but then again, it's early on in the season, and Detroit could pull off something. Like I said, it's pretty close with a couple of them, but as far as I've got their wins coming against the Redskins, the Lions, the Jets, the Patriots, the Giants again, and then at the against the Eagles at home late in the season.
Oh, they got both New Yorks.
Yeah.
So they got the Giants on October 11th or the Jets on October 11th,
Yeah.
week 5.
Yep.
Well, that's another one that screwed me up because they only printed off New York or Los Angeles.
Next up is the Rams, and
Hold
I know.
on. I think
Go
everybody's
ahead.
sleeping on Arizona. I think they're going to be better than.
I think
I know we said this the last couple shows, but I think they can battle for that 7th play. Yep, right, Mike. That 7th playoff spot. I think they can battle for that.
Well, like I
Things would
said,
have to
a
go
couple
right
of
for
these
them.
they could coin flip.
You're right, Doug. You're right. No, you're right.
All things would have to go right.
You're right. It has to, but I think they improved. You know, they got the guy from Clemson for on defense.
They
correct?
needed a receiver.
Well,
They got one.
Yeah,
right, but
Simmons.
running back, you're sitting on Drake. If you're betting on Drake, as long as the head case can stay
He's a slot receiver though.
but you don't need him to do much when you got Murray.
Exactly.
Well, like I said, I'm taking that into account though, because Murray's kind of a consistent back, but not great. So, but like I said, I could see a couple more wins, but
I fucking hate
I
when they do
think
that.
there's a lot of chemistry early on that isn't really going to bode that well for him. I mean, you're going to sit there right now.
And you got San Francisco and Seattle in the same
Many
division. I
teams.
don't see them.
Right.
I mean, they also got Chase Edmonds, but I mean,
But you've got mini camps and stuff that technically would literally be almost getting started here right in the next 2 weeks. And we know that that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, right now they're looking to push off into July.
Well, hell,
When you've got
mini camps are usually right after the draft.
Yeah. And the same thing with Tom Brady. It's like you're going to need time to get some chemistry with your receivers. And I mean, okay, even with Gronkowski being gone for a year, it's like, oh, well, I know what he's been able to do for me, but hey, Gronk's
Can
not
he still do it?
football. He's not on football speed, on football shape.
Yeah.
So, he's going to need, just kind of like refer to WWE. You got the ring rust and you need to shake it off, and it's going to take a few. So, like I said, yes, I could see maybe a couple of these going a different way, but 8-8 at best is what I would give them. I mean, you're in a brutal division. You're going to get your butt kicked at least twice by the Niners and twice by the Seahawks right off the bat. So, yeah, I mean, okay. Where else do you want to give them one?
I mean, if you really want to see the receiving core is I thought Fitzgerald retired.
No.
No.
All right, so he's still there. So you got D-Hop, Fitzgerald, Christian Kurtz, and Keyshawn Johnson if he steps up.
Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah, one they drafted last year.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Throw me the damn ball.
He's 200. He's 200 pounds, 6'1" out of Fresno State. Keee,
Yeah.
Sean, SEAN.
Like I said,
I mean, he's got with D-Hop being in there, it allows Christian Kurt to be open a little bit because he was mostly his primary target last year besides Fitzgerald.
like I said,
I mean, I agree with you. If Kendron Drake's going to be their running back, split between him and Chase Edmonds, and they're going to be just split backs. They're not lethal running backs.
So you have him going to 6 and 10,
There's
right, George?
pieces there.
Yeah, he said 6 and 10.
I said 6 and 10. Like I said, a couple.
I agree
of
with
them,
Zolt. They have the pieces there.
Yeah,
The pieces are there. It's just, can they put it together? And like I said,
execution.
yeah, that running back is kind of looking like a hole. So
But when you have the receivers and the quarterback like you do, the running back, the running game, this is a filler almost.
Why didn't he do well in Miami?
Who?
Drake.
What the hell did he have in Miami?
He got Fitzgerald in front of him. When Fitzgerald was bottom deep and left and right.
No, he had no one there.
They traded Drake to Arizona. What was that trade for? Do you remember, George?
What's that?
Do you remember what that trade was for when they traded him Drake to Arizona?
No.
Are you doing the Rams next?
Yeah.
Please, I want to ask you a question after you do the Rams. So go ahead.
I got the Rams going 9 and 7.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
This like
This
I said,
is-
this division here is the weakest schedule.
you know, and that was kind of just it. I mean, yeah, outside of the other two top teams you've got, yeah, you've got the Buccaneers. You're going to look at a loss there, but playing the Jets, and them playing the Cardinals, you know, losses are Cowboys, at the Bills, at the Niners, the Seahawks, the Buccaneers, the Niners again, and the Seahawks again. Everybody else is pretty much winnable. At the Eagles, the Giants, the Redskins, the Bears, the Dolphins. At the Cards twice, the Patriots, and the Jets.
There's another one. Who's their back? Who's the running back now?
Where for who? Rams?
Is damn, I got asked that earlier too, and I had it.
No,
Oh, duh, Cam Akers.
I'm like, look it up. I can't remember right now.
Malcolm Brown, Daryl Henderson, Cam Akers, Baker Pick.
It's either going to be Malcolm Brown or Cam Akers. Brown will probably start, and then Cam will probably fill in right behind him because he was their second pick.
Up next, the Seahawks and Niners both are 13-3. Right out the gate, the Seahawks at the Falcons are a loss. I have them losing at the Bills in November. Like I said, that's that West Coast to East Coast trip. And then losing to the 49ers at the end of the season. Those are
all right. So you said both 13-3.
both are 13-3. The Niners, though, I've got them on the coin flip as far as the winners of the division.
What's the difference team that the Niners lost to, which would be, for an example, Detroit. Say if the Niners lost to Detroit, then it gives Seattle.
Neither. It's neither, because the 49ers lose at the Seahawks, at the Saints, and then
What's the oddball team?
This is going to be crazy, but December 20th, I have them losing at the Cowboys.
Well, didn't you also say you had them losing to the Falcons?
No, that was Seattle.
Oh.
That was Seattle.
Seattle losing to the Falcons.
Yeah. In fact, the 49ers don't even play the Falcons. The 49ers get the Saints.
Green Bay is the oddball.
Yeah, like I said,
who the Seahawks got. So
it's going to be
Niners
totally
got Green Bay, and then
yeah, it's one of those where it's going to be the toss
yeah.
up.
Seahawks got Minnesota. So whoever it's going to be that's going to be your tiebreaker right there. Who's ever winning that division, it's going to be that one. Minnesota or Green Bay. So you're saying did you say the Seahawks are winning against Minnesota or losing against Minnesota?
The Seahawks beat Minnesota.
All right, so then you're going to the 49ers. They
beat
49ers
Green
winning
Bay.
or losing to Green Bay.
They're winning.
Okay, so I mean that's your split. I mean that's your tiebreaker for your divisional winner.
No, I just said the Vikings. It's a win for the Seahawks.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So whoever is a stronger team, the winner, Green Bay. If Green Bay is winning the division, then the 49ers will get the division because they got the stronger team.
Strength of schedule.
Yes.
Yeah. Strength of schedule.
That's why I said they actually those two teams have the two stronger teams in the North.
Yep.
So, but
so it would be Seattle.
No, it would be San Francisco.
It'd be San Francisco.
It'd be San Francisco because Green Bay is the stronger team.
Because we're saying Green Bay is the strongest in the North.
So with all the crap that LA Rams have gone through this offseason, you think they're still better than Arizona?
The lines themselves have not changed, and they've actually gotten a little stronger. So that's the only reason why, technically, I guess you could say the Rams get one more game up on Arizona.
Okay. I think Arizona is one of the few teams that, I shouldn't say drastically, but they improved big time. And I think they're going to give people a run for their money more than
some teams that are going to overlook them.
I agree. I totally agree, Doug.
Yeah, it's one of those teams that you definitely need to keep an eye on. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
just
you
aren't
don't go
100%
sleeping.
sure what you're going to get out of them, but there's good things happening there.
Right. And Pete Carroll and Shanahan are not going to go to sleep on anybody. I mean, neither team is. I mean, they both know that they're the ones who are literally, as far as in their eyes, they're the ones who are leading the NFC hands down, is those two squads.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
to sit there and it's like, oh man, the loser ends up as the 5th seed overall. You know, they're just
That's going to happen again. I mean, that's the
they're
worst.
begging for the records to actually, dictate who the champs
Who's at home
these times.
So what we're saying, so since we just finished off the NFC, we're saying,
So that's a bad argument because baseball does it, basketball does it.
Oh yeah.
It's a bad argument.
well, that's what we're saying, that you win your division. Yes, you should get home field. But last year, like we looked at, what was it, Dallas and New York? Not Dallas and Philly, where they were actually the lowest winnings in the playoffs last year. They got
Philly
handed. That was the worst division. That's what it was. They got handed a home field advantage over the Seattle. Was it Seattle? No,
Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Seattle.
Blew out Philly.
Yeah. I mean, why should Philly get handed when a team who has the second best record? I mean, that's the point. The most wins get you home field advantage. That's what they say. That's what they always say. But how do you go with two teams like this right here? Like we said, San Francisco takes the division, 13-3. Seattle gets kicked out with 13-3. They got to go and play away on the East Coast against somebody. I'm on the high horse on this one. I don't think it's right. I think Seattle, if Seattle does go 13-3, then they should be handed a home field advantage, whether they didn't win or not.
It's the same. It's the same theory of in baseball, Dodgers and take another team out west. Like,
oh shit, that was San Francisco or the Padres back in the day.
Yeah, you win they both have 100 wins, and then they have to go. The loser has to go away to like the NL East or the NL Central, and then that team has only got like 83, 84 wins. Who gives? I'm pardon my French, but who gives a fuck? Win your division.
But this is just one game though. But I understand, like what you're saying about. I do agree with you on that one. But in baseball, it's contested of 5 to 7 games. But in football,
again, who cares?
One game.
Who cares? Who cares? Win your division and you dictate. I don't care how many wins you have.
Like I said, it's really hard. So, sitting here, recap on the NFC side, we have San Francisco's number 1, New Orleans number 2, Green Bay at number 3 by just strength, Dallas at number 4 because they won the division, Seattle at number 5, Tampa Bay at number 6, and our number 7 seed filler is Philly.
To go back to Doug's point, what you talk about, division winners should get home field advantage. It's like we all think that the NFC South is going to be probably one of the best divisions in football this year, correct?
NFC
South. NFC South with Tampa Bay and So say they all beat the shit out of each other.
Okay.
The top 3 and go 8-8. It's the same argument. If they all go 8-8, but they're playing the best competition because they're playing each other in the division, why can't they have home field advantage?
Win your division.
That's what I'm saying. They win the division. One
goes
9-7.
There's gonna be some tiebreaker, and there's somewhere even if it's like a 1-game playoff scenario, between two of the teams, or however the tiebreaker is. Win your division, and you get to dictate the home field advantage. I'm sorry, you got second place. I feel bad for you. There's that one game somewhere in your schedule that you could have won to get you over that hump. I'm sorry about your luck. Win your division, and now you have an argument.
I don't feel bad for second place because you didn't win.
Neither do I. Yeah. Neither do I. You never remember who got second place, but you always remember who was the division winner. Who's the banner raised? The division winner's banner raised. That's who gets the home field. Sorry about your luck. Do better.
And it happens only once every couple of years. It doesn't happen every year where the crappy teams,
in baseball you get to see it a lot more than football.
Right. I agree.
You know, you always get to see that 100-team winner going to the divisional winner of an 86 win team.
Perfect example.
Dodgers in St. Louis. Hello.
Indians in 97, they went, 83, 85, 86 wins, and then they went right to the World Series.
Yeah.
All right, Burrich. The one that a lot of people are waiting for, including my cousin who's just dying. Definitely leave Cleveland for last.
That's what I was going to do. Don't worry.
Do you have any team on there with 13 wins or more?
No.
All right.
No, I don't. Close,
right.
but no.
Go ahead and start pushing them down then.
I'll start with Cincy. Cincy, like I've said over the last couple of shows, I think they've improved a lot. Do they improve where they can win a lot of games? I don't think so. Cincy, I have them going 1-8 in the first 9 games, with the only win going up against Jacksonville.
Ooh.
Wow, Jacksonville's really getting pounded.
That's what she said.
Damn it, George.
Does anybody have them going 0-16? Holy shit.
I had 4-12.
I mean, if you look at their games, you got Chargers, Browns, Eagles, Jacksonville, Ravens, Colts, Browns, Titans, Steelers. You know, the Steelers, the Titans, the Browns, the Colts, the Ravens, the Eagles, and those are all playoff contenders almost. So they're
could have been a contender.
Their first 9 games are really kind of brutal. But if you look at their last 7 games, you know, I have them going 4-3 the last 7 games. I got them winning. I'm winning against Redskins, the Giants, the Dolphins, losing at the Cowboys. Surprising game because the Steelers always have one of these at the end of the year. I have the Bengals beating the Steelers in Cincinnati.
So do
and
I.
Then I have them losing at Texans and at Baltimore. So I have
Baltimore's last game. Are they playing the full team?
Does it matter?
Because of what happened last year when Harbaugh did that, I don't think he's making the same mistake twice.
Yeah.
I think he's learned his lesson, and I don't think anybody's being read. especially because only the first team is getting the bye week now this year.
Right.
Remember, everybody's playing. So no, I don't.
So you want that first bye.
Right.
So I have Cincinnati going 5-11. I like I said, I have them going 1-8 the first 9 games, but I see them improving, you know, in the middle, you know, last 7 games of the season. Steelers. Yeah. No.
Yes. I was gonna say, yeah, we're about to rub it. We're about to rub it into the Steeler fans.
Just letting you know there are 90% fan base out there off of ours. They're all Steeler fans. So I mean, if you could break one off in them, here's your chance.
so hold on. So back to Cincinnati. I have Cincinnati going 5-11, 1-5 in the division. I wanted to add the division wins. Steelers, they're an up and down season. I have them going 9-7. I have them 3-3 in the division. They beat the Giants. They lose to the Broncos at home. They beat the Texans. Lose at Tennessee. Beat Philly. I have them beating the Browns in Pittsburgh. Then losing to Baltimore. Losing at Cowboys, beating the Bengals at home, beating the Jaguars, losing. I have them losing both times to the Ravens, beating the Redskins. I think they go to Buffalo and lose.
Buffalo's the primetime game.
Yeah,
and I have them losing there too.
The funny part is I have I just noticed this. I have Cincinnati beating the I have Cincinnati beating the Steelers on their schedule.
You did it. Yep.
And then I have Steelers beating the Bengals on their.
I told George 2 days ago. I guarantee somebody's gonna do that.
Yep.
I did it. At least I admit it.
I was gonna say
at least you caught it.
Yeah. So
are they winning or losing that game?
well, what schedule you want me to go by?
Cincinnati.
If it's
Cincinnati's
Cincinnati,
winning that.
then if it's Cincinnati, then they beat the Steelers. If it's the Steelers, then they're beating the Bengals.
Cincinnati.
So I have them go.
It's in
I have.
Cincinnati.
I only have them going on a. They don't really pull any wins together. I only have them going on two game win streaks. I don't have them. I have them really alternating wins left and right. So I have them at 9-7. Them going 3-3 in the division. We'll go to Baltimore. Baltimore, you can't deny what they have. They have a good team. They improved on defense through the draft. They have Lamar Jackson, the reigning MVP. Maybe the Madden curse will go on him this year. We'll never know. But I have them. I have an interesting schedule for Baltimore. I have them going 4-1 in the first games. Only lost to Kansas City. And then in the next 7 games, I have them going 4-3. I have them actually losing at Philly.
Yeah, I have Kansas City losing to Baltimore.
Yeah,
because it's in Baltimore.
I don't think it matters. I think
that's going to come down to who's running back's going to be better.
Sometimes with Baltimore, when it comes to a big game, they sometimes just lay an egg sometimes. Yep. So I think they hype themselves up too much, and for them to play. So
and they know that this is their first big test. I mean,
right?
Not denying that the Browns right out the gate aren't, because they took the Browns lightly before
last year in Baltimore
and lost.
Yeah,
in Baltimore.
Which if you look last year, the Browns actually gave everybody a blueprint how to beat them.
Yep, absolutely.
And so, but like I said, the first game of the season, I got them, beating the Browns. I do have them beating the Browns.
Look at Adam.
Half the team will be in jail.
So like I said, 4-1 the first 5 games. The next 7 games, I have them losing to Philly, beating Pittsburgh, Indy, New England. I have them losing at home against the Titans.
So did I.
I have them beating Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh, and then I have them losing at home versus Dallas Cowboys. I think they're going to be a little bit worse, not worse, but a little bit
not as good.
Not as good. Thank you. At home this year than they usually are. But then the last 4 games, I have them going 4-0. I have them beating the Browns, the Jacksonville Jaguars, Giants, and Bengals. So like that, those last 4 games, if they sets them up perfectly.
So on the last 4 games, they're going to beat Cleveland, Jacksonville. Is that the Giants?
Yeah.
Yes.
Giants and Bengals.
And the Bengals. You're saying they're going to walk out the last 4 wins?
Yes.
All right.
Yep. I think that sets them up pretty well to win the division.
Yeah, that's what I said. That division, that December 14 game, once again, going by it, everybody looks good on paper. If they can pull their team together, that right there might be another bloodbath.
Right. So I got Baltimore going 12-4. I got them going 6-0 in the division. And so they're going to win the AFC North. So on to my Brownies.
Yeah, I was going to say I had them at 12. I had the Ravens at 12-4 as well.
And before I go through the Browns, George, please don't mute Suds. Thank you.
Oh shit!
You gotta mute me. It's given.
Yeah, my cousin is just eagerly biting his lip right now.
Well, hold on, before we jump on the Browns, they Harbaugh has done it before. He's the only coach to start his first 9 seasons and go to the playoffs with Flacco and Kyle Bowler. Now that he's got Jackson, this is the kicker to see if he can still do it. Now, let's see if Jackson can do exactly what he did last year, then yes, I do see Baltimore being a threat in this division. But if this video footage shows that Jackson has weaknesses, then I think they're going to pick Jackson apart and they're going to show him for what he was like in college.
Well, my thing was this: when the Browns played him in Baltimore, they made him beat him with his arm, not try
Yes.
to run.
Which he did not have receivers really.
No. So, but they ran through. I forget what they ended up in the last couple of games of the season last year, but they went through a pretty good win streak there to go into the playoffs, and they had a bye. So they go into bye. What do? They go to they play Tennessee in Baltimore, and they piss down their pants. So there's that big game. When it comes to a big game, Baltimore just lays the eggs sometimes. So
Baltimore punched the season out.
All right.
that
We got 5 minutes.
After they lost to Cleveland, they punched the season out.
We got 5 minutes. Let's roll this.
all right. So I go with the Browns. First 6 games, I have them going 3-3. I have them losing at Baltimore, beating Cincinnati, beating Washington, losing at Dallas, beating Indianapolis at home, and then losing at Pittsburgh. So first 6 games, I have them going 3-3.
Then becomes a shit show.
What's that?
Then it becomes a shit show.
That's right. So that's when I have them going 5-0 because they're playing at Cincinnati, home against Vegas, Houston Texans at home, Eagles at home, and at Jacksonville. So 3-3, yes. If they can go 3-3, 4-2 the first 6 games, that'd be great because it leads them right into that 5-game stretch where if they can reel off 5 straight wins. Then I have them going on a 0-2 streak where they lose down in Tennessee, and then they lose at home against Baltimore. I have them losing both twice against Baltimore. And then almost the same thing as Baltimore. The Browns have a nice 3-game stretch there at the end of the year where they can actually go 3-0 at Jets or at the Giants first, and then at Jets, and then home against Steelers. So I have them going 11-5, 3-3 in the division. And kind of to what Mike said, it's if they play to their capability, they can go 11-5. If they have their head so far up their ass they don't know which way they're turning, there ain't no way they're getting 11-5.
It's 5-11.
Right. So I got Baltimore winning the division, 12-4, and the Browns going 11-5. Steelers 9-7. Cincinnati, even though they're going 1-9, 1-8 the first 8 or 9 games, I got them improving, going 4-3 last, and going 5-11 in the season.
Yeah, I had the Browns at 10-6 and sneaking in at the 7th spot. I figured on that too. It's that last game with Pittsburgh that I was like, man, they could really, especially if Pittsburgh's got nothing to go for, and the Browns always usually get nervous. And it's like, well, if you guys are going to screw it up, you're going to screw it up right there.
Say Brady Quinn.
So like I said, I got them sweeping the Cincinnati Bengals. I got them splitting with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then I got Baltimore. Browns.
That's why I don't think they're going to make it to the 11th game, because I think they're going to start benching people towards the end. Once they have a playoff lock, I think they're going to bench people.
But they won't.
Yeah, they're not going
There's
to.
too many other teams in there.
You're saying that they're going to win the first 11 and then bench the rest of the games.
No, I didn't say they're going to win their first 11. I think they're going to be in a playoff position or towards the end when it comes down to Pittsburgh, and they're going to bench
they
bench their players.
Not with that record.
No,
Not with that record.
there's too many, way too
happens.
many teams.
Yeah, there's way too many other teams, and they're going to be playing and fighting to get in there.
I don't
You're
think that
looking at
happens.
probably 8 teams for 5 spots,
Yeah.
or 3 spots, something like that.
7 spots.
Yeah.
2 reasons why they don't bench their
Well, I'll
players.
tell you your division winner. So you're looking at 3 other spots outside of that, and 5 teams, 6 teams vying for those 3 spots.
Yeah. Two reasons, if they're in the playoff picture that late in the season, 2 reasons why they don't bench their players. One, Stefanski is a first-year head coach. I don't think he's is in a position to bench players in his first year, if they're in the playoff picture. or they already clinched. I don't think he is in that
No, he was in
situation yet.
Minnesota.
If he was there for like 7-8 years and they made the playoffs like 4 or 5 times already, then I can say sure he can decide if he wants to play him or not. That piggybacks to my second point. They haven't made the playoffs since 2003. If they're in a position to make the playoff within, say they clinch a spot in the 14th week, 15th week, I would, as a fan, I would want them to try to get the best position they can, because not being in the playoffs for that long, you just got to go balls to the wall, trying to get as best as you can leading up to the playoffs, and then trying to get your best position to play when you start in the playoffs.
If you don't win the division, you want to be in that number 5 spot.
Or 6. Yeah. You don't
Well,
want
the number 5. You don't
want to be in 7
because
because
loses, then you've got home field over the lower.
Well, and the thing is you don't want to be in the 7 spot because then you got to play Baltimore. So you don't want the 7 spot. You want to get into 6.
All right, so
Baltimore has a bye that first week. Say that
no,
only the number 1
saying
seed.
the Chiefs.
Only,
right. The Chiefs are right.
Going by what we said, the number 1 seed is Kansas City. Number 2 is Baltimore. Number 3 is Tennessee. Number 4 is Buffalo. Number 5 is Las Vegas. And the number 6 and 7 spot are going to be flipping. It's between, right as we'll be going by numbers right now, it's going to be Cleveland, number 6. And number 7 is going to be, it's either Indy or Denver. Because I didn't think about that. Denver is at that 10-6, and Denver has a stronger schedule than Indy. So, I mean, that would be determined between them two.
Yeah.
Who do we have at number 2? Baltimore?
Baltimore, yeah.
Because you said 12-4.
Yeah.
And I had Denver. I had picked Denver making it into the playoffs too. I figured that they
because if Denver,
there's your 3 out of the West.
As I was sitting here looking at it, if it does go strength of schedule, Denver actually has a stronger schedule with Vegas and Kansas City.
Yeah, and there's your 3 from the West, like I was telling you guys earlier.
Yeah, but see, I disagree.
That's if Vegas does what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah,
I had
depending
Vegas
everything is.
And I think they can do that, but that's the thing. Like I said, it all depends on what Carr will do.
Right.
Well, even if Carr falters, you still have Mariota behind him, which is still a halfway competent
Mariota didn't do too much in Tennessee, and he had weapons.
And he had weapons. And he
Mariota?
That's what. Yeah, Mariota had some weapons.
What receivers did he have?
God damn, he had Davis and Walker. I mean,
he had Mason at one time.
Nah. At the end of his career.
No, Mason's end of careers in Baltimore right now.
And Mariota is a little bit more of a running quarterback than Carr.
What team is that again?
I think one more. If Cincinnati has one more good draft, I think next year, 2021 season, I think the AFC North is going to be the best division in the NFL.
I think so too. I think you're all right. I think the same thing like Pittsburgh. As much I don't like Pittsburgh.
But it also depends on what Pittsburgh does with their quarterback situation.
Right, because Pittsburgh's going to need a quarterback.
They're going to need a quarterback.
Soon.
They're going to need
My question is
Sunshine?
Are they going to swing after Cam Newton because the last two are out there? Like if Cam's going to literally be a backup. If Pittsburgh was to actually get Cam Newton off the free agency list, then I think Pittsburgh will be a fighting team.
Yeah.
But if they're going to rely on Big Ben to last another full year, I don't think he's going to. I literally don't think. Yes, he is a good quarterback. He is a top 5 quarterback, or top 7, however you want to put it.
He's not going to.
I don't think he can play a whole season. I think that's the problem. If he could play a full season, then yes, Pittsburgh. If he can play 100%, then yes, Pittsburgh will be a fighting tean. But if he can't play a full season, they're done.
Looking at the Steelers schedule, I have Ben
you
at
have them
100%,
fighting, yeah.
And he's still 9-7.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that. So I'm saying I'm not disagreeing with you one bit. The AFC North is a team who's taking swords to a gunfight right now, and Baltimore is the only one with a gun.
Right.
No pun intended with the Ray Lewis. Shut up.
you knew.
But I mean, Burrow is going to
get
get the feel of this division. And I think he's going to be able to study this division because his IQ is really good. And it's going to be an Ohio-Pittsburgh fight where these teams are going to go at it, and Baltimore is just going to sit back in the captain's chair in the ocean and just do nothing but crab and shrimp fish their wins. Just pick them all up out of the nets because they're going to be too busy beating each other up.
The thing is with Cincinnati is, can they draft good players like they did this year?
Yeah.
Historically, they can't because Mike Brown can't do shit. He like I said before, he's not like his old man. He doesn't know talent from his arsenal, his hole in the ass, whatever. Anyways, but if they can have another draft next year, after this coming up season, I'm telling you that AFC North is going to be one hell of a division to play.
All right, let's do the blitzing here of the playoffs, Mike. What are we looking at matchup wise? What do we got?
Kansas City gets the first week bye. San Francisco gets the first week bye. Number 7 seed. Let's go with the AFC side first. We're going number 7 seed. We're going to talk about it's just going to be Denver because they got the strength of schedule by what we said. Okay. So it's going to be Baltimore and Denver.
All right, guys.
Baltimore, Denver.
Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore.
Second game, Tennessee and Cleveland.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
I already had Tennessee beating them early in the season, so
yeah.
But the thing is, when you play a team twice in NFL, it's different.
Yep.
So
when you play a team twice in the same division, it's different. But when you play them in a different league, it's difficult.
It is. So it's a toss up. But going off of what Tennessee did this past year, I have to go with Tennessee.
Agreed.
Plus, this is the Browns' first time in the playoffs in so many years. It's
just going to get to them.
They'll take Cleveland has a better team, but Tennessee's also played together more than Baltimore. Cleveland.
Henry's a bad man. He's gonna put his head down and run right over somebody's ass.
And their coach has been there for a couple of years, and he knows how to coach.
Yep.
And Buffalo and Vegas.
But Cleveland will take it because it's a playoff. They made it to the playoffs. They'll take it in a positive season.
Right.
All right. Who's next?
Buffalo and Vegas.
Buffalo.
In Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Oh, Doug, I almost.
Almost.
And the lower seed of that would be Tennessee. No, Buffalo. So Buffalo would be facing Kansas City.
No. It doesn't change. It does not go by that. It does not change.
The bracket stay the same.
One plays the winner of 4 and 5.
That branch that you showed off, it showed by the lower seed being them pushing.
No, it didn't. It doesn't re-rank the seedings. One plays the winner of 4 and 5. And the winners between 2 and 7 and 3 and 6 play.
Well, that's what I just said. You just said 4 and 5, which would be Buffalo and Las Vegas.
Okay, so Buffalo plays KC?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Baltimore and Tennessee.
Okay, so
in Baltimore.
Tennessee beat them last year.
Tennessee.
That's going to be the kicker. Does Baltimore let Tennessee do it again?
I'm saying Tennessee.
And that's in Baltimore again?
I'm going Baltimore.
In Baltimore.
I'm going to go Baltimore just because in fact that Harbaugh does not let somebody just beat his ass twice.
Baltimore.
I think
it's Harbaugh. Come on, it's still a Harbaugh.
I think Baltimore because they learned their lesson.
Yeah, it's going to go Baltimore. It's going to be close, like maybe an old time.
I say Tennessee pulls it off again.
I don't think Tennessee makes it there, but I'd say Tennessee again.
So you're saying Tennessee loses to Cleveland?
I don't think Cleveland or Tennessee will be there, but
well, it has to be one of those two teams.
Tennessee's winning divisions. It's a whole different conversation, but I have to go with Tennessee in that matchup.
I do too.
Wait, by the way, Zolt, you're looking a little buff there. I like that.
Thank you.
All right, so we got what? 2 Baltimore Suds. Where are you going with? Baltimore or Tennessee?
You know what? I'm going to go ahead with Baltimore, just because of their improvements. Adding that second running back, they'll be able to stay a little bit more healthy, a little bit more speed. with the fact that Mr. Jackson has a hard time hitting wide open wide receivers. Catching these guys out of the backfield will give them such an advantage that it'll put them over the top, and we'll be able to control the ball a little bit better and hide some of Jackson's flaws.
All right, Zolt.
Adam says Baltimore too.
Adam doesn't know squat. I'm calling. Zolt, what do you got?
Baltimore.
Baltimore. All right, there you go.
Kansas City and Buffalo.
Kansas City. In Kansas City.
In KC.
In KC. You got to go KC.
Is everybody staying out of jail?
That was Cincy.
I was wrong. Wrong group.
I'm actually going to call an upset here. I'm gonna go with Buffalo in this one.
I was going to go with the same thing, Drew.
Wait a minute. Is that guy up there saying is he gonna say the blue?
Yeah, I'm saying Buffalo too.
Did Gittins get to you?
Last time I checked, though, two of the players for Kansas City almost went to jail. Just a couple years ago? So I was talking about Kansas City. They have little problems with hitting women, but
that's true.
He's with Cleveland now. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got.
Yeah, they're okay with that in Cleveland.
Just
That's
raise your hand real quick for Kansas City. 3. And everybody else is with Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Andrew, you're the deciding vote here.
He said Buffalo.
He said
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Oh, you said Buffalo. Okay.
Yeah.
We're told to raise your hand, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
sorry.
time,
sorry.
Leonard. All right. So Baltimore and Buffalo for the championship
Ugh.
for the Super Bowl.
Baltimore.
Buffalo.
I'm going to go with Buffalo too.
I got 2 and 2.
I'm going to go ahead with Baltimore,
3 to 2.
even though I think Kansas City wins.
Doug
Baltimore.
and Zolt.
I haven't said anybody.
I
Birch
thought you said
didn't say
Baltimore.
anybody.
Oh, that was Zolt that said
Oh,
Baltimore. I thought you
I
said
said
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
He
All right,
said
so then it
Baltimore.
was Ryan. So I thought you said
No,
Zolt.
Ryan didn't say anybody yet.
It was Zolt move. It was Ryan moving, but I heard Zolt. That's what it was.
My
Schroff
Zolt.
and I said
That's my
Buffalo.
I gotta
Zolt
log,
impression.
I gotta log off, guys, because wife's probably gonna be calling me in a few minutes here.
See you, Dougie.
All right.
So we're saying Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore.
Buffalo.
No, it's 3 and 3.
That's 4 and 3.
Would you vote?
What the hell you think I'm voting? You think I'm gonna vote on Buffalo?
You Baltimore Raven freak.
I mean, I don't like Buffalo.
Yeah, I know.
Even if Jim Kelly was there, he'd still lose.
Wow. Wow.
So Baltimore is advancing.
All right.
San Francisco gets the bye. New Orleans versus Philly.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Saints.
Green Bay versus Green Bay winning the division versus Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
In Green Bay. Remember
In Green
that.
Bay.
It's in Green Bay.
Cold.
Start off or end how we started
Global
off,
warming doesn't mean it's going to be cold.
What is demon? What
this
is
is-
demon drinking? Oh, red punch.
It's red punch. This is for Ryan. We want to start off finish how we started off. Fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Hold on. So I got
Yeah, I'm rubbing off
George,
on
you said
what?
George, you said what?
Tampa.
All right. Zolt, Green
Oh,
Bay.
Tampa.
Oh, you said Tampa. Oh, that was Andrew that said fuck Green.
So Tampa.
Tampa. Suds.
Tampa.
Matisco says Green Bay.
He doesn't get a vote.
Adam must be into the Tito's.
Well, it's almost a unanimous decision with Tampa Bay.
I'm going Green Bay only because of the weather factor.
I would
Aaron
kind of think the
Rodgers
same
knows
thing,
how to
but
play the playoffs in the weather.
but that's
and-
not true because I mean, that was probably the. That's a good one. I mean, that's what I said. If it's in Green Bay, I might be a fighting chance. It'll have to come down to a field goal. But I think Brady will be able to pull it off.
and Green
just
Bay-
because of the way-
Beyond the Bachelor.
Beyond the Bachelor.
Like my cousin's definitely been into the Tito's.
But
Dallas?
since you brought up bad weather, Tommy doesn't lose in bad weather. He has a tendency to pull rabbits out of his ass. Just
Yeah.
ask the Raiders.
That's what I was about to say too. But that was early on in the season when he was youngster. He was only 22.
But plus, a lot of
He
those
was
guys
30 something when he did it to Buffalo.
But a lot of those
on
guys
Monday
in
Night
New-
Football.
A lot of those guys in New England know how to play in that type of weather. Now in Tampa Bay, you're not playing in that type of weather.
You're going from 80 to 2.
Yeah.
All they got to do is turn around and throw the air conditioning on to minus 30 degrees.
But if
Except,
Dallas
the,
and
except the
Seattle-
several people that do know how to play that are Gronkowski and Tom Brady.
But if you look at their schedule, if you look at Tampa Bay's schedule, the last 4 games they played 2 at home and 2 in a dome, and all of a sudden they're going to go to Green Bay and beat them in
Freaking cold as
10-degree weather. Yeah.
Oh, they're going. The COVID-19 still in effect, so they'll probably won't play in Green Bay. They'll just probably play in a dome like in.
Oh,
Phoenix.
now you say that. What the fuck?
Oh, get out of here.
Tom Brady rules. Tom Brady rules.
COVID-19 took effect up in the
what's
Got to move the game to Florida because
Arizona.
The virus.
Go on
the
to
virus is out.
Dallas and Seattle.
Seattle.
In Dallas.
Seattle.
Dallas.
Suds put.
I see the 2 Detroit boys, and this is the one.
I'm gonna have to go with Dallas here. I think they're gonna have a strong team. If
That kills me.
if Dak
Say Dallas.
signs.
Yes, that's a key though. If Dak Prescott signs,
I wouldn't even care about if it's Dak side or not. They got Dalton.
If
I'm
Dak
not
signs.
crossing Dalton off.
Who called Dalton?
I'm not crossing Dalton off. If I swear to God, if I was Jerry Jones right now, I'd tell him to pack his bags up and sit the bench. Show them that these players holding out. They need to stick. These owners need to stick to their damn zones, their contracts. His contract ain't up.
Always
Sit on his contract, and when your contract's up, then let's talk. You haven't put me in a playoff win. You haven't taken me to a Super Bowl. You ain't getting that money.
Neither has Dalton.
It don't matter. Dalton's only got 7 million. I ain't worried about 7 million to 40 million.
Dalton hasn't won a playoff game yet either.
I don't care.
so they're
7
exactly the
million.
same. And the
Yes,
difference
you're
is
right.
The difference
You're right,
is
Sud.
the difference is
$33 million
$23 million.
You're right, Sud.
33 million. That can give
33
you 2
million.
other receivers.
Jerry always pays.
What'd you say?
Jerry always pays. And the players know it.
Not according to Des Bryant.
He's not Al Davis.
Uh,
He didn't pay. Des Bryant did get paid.
Like Davis don't care. He'll pay you if you put
And,
the wins in the stands. That's all that
Herschel
matters.
Walker didn't get paid either. He got the Minnesota Vikings.
All right, next matchup.
We saying Dallas? I was 2 and
Dallas.
I said
Dallas.
Seattle.
Dallas.
I'm a Dallas. show
Dallas.
hands.
Raise your hand.
Dallas, raise your hand.
It was 3-3.
3-3. It's a tie, just
Who
like
had
I
the-
predicted.
who had
strength
the
of
better-
schedule.
Who had the better record?
Who's a better record?
Seahawks
Is
have
Seattle.
the better.
Yeah,
Seattle.
Seattle has the better record.
Seattle.
And that's the worst time. New Orleans and Tampa once again.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Third game the charm.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Who has the group? Zolt. What was the record
Yeah.
in the division between these guys?
New Orleans beat Tampa in week 1, and then they tied. You're welcome.
All right, so 1.5 to New Orleans.
I was gonna say, yeah, I agree with Suds.
That's why we keep Zolt around.
That's right.
Oh, damn.
New Orleans, raise your hand.
It's New Orleans. They're just better.
Tampa Bay. Akers, you have to make a decision.
That this is the hard one. That's what I said. I don't want to see it happen. But I really do think I think Brady's going to pull it off and get a Super Bowl with a different team.
Not in the first year.
Hey, I've seen John Gruden win a Super Bowl in his first year as a head
Well, that
coach.
takes it.
No, it
no.
wasn't. It wasn't his first year.
With Tampa Bay, it was.
Well,
Yes, yeah,
that's
exactly
because.
right. Yeah, it was
well, that's
Tampa Bay.
because
His first year. Thank you.
that-
Thank
You mean he moved to a different
I was like,
team?
wait a minute.
He
wait
went
a
to-
minute.
he
No,
moved to a
he wasn't
different
head
team?
coach
He went
in
to-
Oakland.
Tom Brady.
that was already established.
It doesn't matter. It was already
Brady's not
established. He's still his first year. This team was already established. He just brought over Gronk. It's the same thing.
I
Same thing
don't-
happened.
I don't.
All
think
right, Brad Johnson.
Tom will
Again,
get it
that
together.
makes
Don't
it
hate.
3-3, right?
3-3.
That makes it 3-3, right?
3-3.
Saints have the better record.
Saints with a better record.
Think so.
But you know what? I do agree. I see the Saints winning this game. So go ahead and mark this down that I said Tom Brady will win the Super Bowl or will go to the Super Bowl, but I can't get my vote in. So just make sure you note that on the records. But we're gonna have to strongly note that on the records.
Thanks,
Tom
Akers.
Brady.
Still
Akers
say
already
Tom Brady
breaks
gets to the
his
Super
ankle
Bowl,
in week one.
but you guys are saying New Orleans.
Wait. Just for you, Andrew. F you, Akers.
I'm actually with
Make
Akers
sure I
on
get
that
that
one,
on the
so I take offense to that.
And then here we go,
Well, I
back
like you.
once again with another division fight. 13-3, 13-3. South was 12 with Tampa Bay and New Orleans. And here we go with another fist fight. Seattle and San Francisco treat.
The Seahawks win.
Who you agreeing to, Adam? You just say I agree.
He agrees
Ah.
with
49ers.
I think
You
49ers.
agreeing with me?
Yeah.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
We got George with Seattle, Zoltan, myself with 49ers.
Would say Niners.
I think the loss of Buckner is actually going to hurt a little bit this time around. That's why I said Seattle.
Suds.
49ers.
There you go. It's 49ers.
Wow, you guys
49ers.
scare me. Don't quit blowing smoke up my ass.
What are you talking about?
We
You
didn't
were
say
riding
they're-
the
I don't even want
Garoppolo
to get close to
train.
your ass.
We did not say they're winning the Super Bowl.
I didn't say they're winning the Super Bowl. Tampa. Thank you, Adam.
This is winning this game.
So
49ers and
49ers and Saints. Who's seeing Super Bowl number 2?
Saints.
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 There you go.
And then Baltimore and the Saints.
I'd say the
Yeah,
Niners.
which-
And if I'm not mistaken, the Super Bowl's in Tampa, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's one reason why that's why I'm saying a team is never predict. This is why it makes a hard decision with Tampa Bay being in the running. Tampa Bay could be
Bay's
the
already
first team to
out.
host its own
We
Super
already
Bowl.
passed that.
I
See, I
know,
can't-
but I'm just saying.
I can't believe you because your hat's on crooked, so that's why.
I didn't even know it was on crooked. I just moved it up.
Funny
Actually,
thing
it's
was,
not really crooked.
I had New Orleans winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so-
have.
Who's that fifth?
When we were going through this, I'm thinking
New Orleans beating the Chiefs.
Show the other pages. Show the other pages. Liar.
Are you saying he's like that?
There.
March
got like
Madness,
5
he's got
of
like
them
10
made up.
brackets. George loves
Yeah.
Seattle due to Bryce.
That's all I had. I actually covered this.
I kind of do agree with that, Adam, but
I already covered it with Akers. Before we even talked.
that's why I said you should have seen some of the predictions. We both like literally almost dead accurate.
And we didn't even, we turned around, we went through the whole thing and we're like, wow, we almost were in line, but yeah.
So
I
are
think
we
it's
going to
hard
say
to-
Jackson is Jackson going to be the first quarterback with the Heisman Trophy since 84 to get the Super Bowl?
No.
So you're saying the Saints are going to win the Super Bowl?
Saints win.
Thanks.
they're too complete.
All right, guys, I got to get out of here. So
Yeah, we
Yeah.
pushed.
thank
went
you,
on the
sir.
overtime. Thanks, guys, and
See you all
everybody
next
else
week.
who stuck in. And we will see you all next week. We'll catch you on the flip side. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye,
I'll
everybody.
my brothers.